right, we're all here. Who wants to tell us what happened last time?
Fine, I will. We finally got back to Footfall. Once there, we met up with our companions. One we rescued from abject poverty, the other one we rescued from insanity. They have made themselves out to be very well off. Once we got off the ship, they immediately started doing repairs. And after we talked with Orbis and Hobbs, I believe were those names, someone tried to mug us. Instead of being mugged, our captain decided to shoot one, and the navigator decided to try to help him and accidentally shot a worker. After that, we found out we had a new... Afterwards, we found out we had a new house and place to spend our time in town, and we did so. During that, we had our new companion. God, what was your character's name, Flux?
Holt.
Our new companion, Holt, to help us gather. Much shopping assured. Where things were gotten, some things weren't. Someone rolled extremely lucky on
laws
legendary...
of supply and demand made no sense on this place.
Someone rolled unbelievably lucky for a legendary poison.
And a cyber eye. Don't forget the cyber eye.
And very poorly for a fucking concealed holster. You probably could have just had on the ship.
But scarce void skin. No, they can't get that. Legendary poison. Right on.
Don't forget the Bale eye.
You didn't get your Bale eye.
Hang on. I have this double-sided piece of paper with a list, and I am pretty sure somewhere on there... Yep, 10 weeks you're getting the Bale eye.
Fuck! Ah! Ah! Damn it!
Apologize now, mortal. Cower before my Bale eye. I'm going to give it to my cyber.
Afterwards, we rested, relaxed, took care of the business, learned of a very important meeting with some... I'm going to say Twisted Sisters, but I know that's not it. It's the Triumvirate of Witches or something like that.
Close enough.
Whatever. An announcement for Legendary Treasure, and we are trying to get ourselves on the list of people to be in the presence when they make the announcement. After that, we saw someone was watching the house and successfully followed them till eventually they got into Xenos Town, where everyone rightfully decided not to go in. Afterwards, we walked by a bar on the way back. Someone tried to start a fight, and instead of killing them this time, we just dodged until apparently they were eaten by
crew.
Bird
people. Bird people ate them.
And we paid the bird people very respectfully and then left. And that's where we are now.
I like that you just throw money at homeless people. It's a very endearing quality, you know.
It is actually something a noble would probably do.
No, this is in-carry. That's what he's saying.
Well, I mean, they helped us out. We're not responsible for the deaths of those drunkards, so might as well.
Okay. So while you're kind of standing around, you notice a servo skull just kind of buzzes slowly through the street and just kind of comes up right up to you. It looks you guys over for a moment, and then it projects a hollow recording, which the static-filled image resolves into a monstrous brute of vaguely man-shaped creature, consisting almost entirely of exquisitely crafted bionic augmentations, Even his face has been recrafted into a stylized death's head of chiseled silver, though the eyes remain disturbingly human. When he speaks, however, his voice is surprisingly soft, and he says, "Greetings, honored rogue traders. My name is Tanthus Moros, Liege of Footfall, and it gives me pleasure to welcome you here amongst so many of your august companions. If you so desire, would you honor the nobility of Footfall with your presence at a small celebratory meal tonight?"
Is there a yes or no button on there?
Or you could just say.
Yes, we'll be there.
Okay. The skull terminates the recording, transmits directions to your data slates, and then just buzzes off along its way.
Simple enough.
Well, let's go get our finery and concealed weapons, and
You're not in your finery already, man? What are you doing? You're not representing my crew well enough.
I'm in flak armor right now. I can't have finery.
I wear only the finest clothes.
Or only the finest death robes.
These robes, you know, were handcrafted from the skins of orphans.
Okay, you're going a little dark there, Captain. Maybe
It's a little
tone.
chaosy, but okay.
Yeah, maybe tone it
Chaos
down.
orphans. Does that make it better?
No,
That kind of objectively makes it worse.
this is really
I know.
Captain, number one. I know that's not what the robe is made out of. Two, why are you putting on airs? The skull went away a while ago.
I ran out of cake.
I'm glad the cake is brought up again.
I was hoping we would forget about the cake.
No, you can't forget about the cake. You have all of the cake in the fucking universe coming to you in like 14 days.
Well, I don't know about the
Sorry,
rest
18
of you.
days. 18 days you're getting cake.
No, it was 14. It wasn't. It
No,
wasn't one
it's
of the
18.
higher
I have it
rolls.
written down right here. 18 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heading back too, and while the captain apparently starts talking to the air about his weird chaosy fineries that don't exist.
They're not chaosy. They're crafted from the finest
Yeah.
leathers.
Okay, so you go back and you get your nice clothes.
I'm
Chaos
getting
is a
out of-
non-issue.
I'm getting out of my flak armor and putting back on my best craftsman xenomesh stuff, so I can wear it essentially under the robes. And I'm gonna keep my guns behind my back like I normally do.
All right. Wait, what? Good. Yes.
I like how I want to have a concealed weapon at the same time my eye is the biggest concealed weapon I probably need.
I mean, my eye in 10
Yeah.
weeks will also be
Yeah.
the biggest concealed weapon we'll ever need.
Okay, so unless you want to make any other further preparations besides going back and dressing fancy, you make your way over to the dinner.
No, I think Holt or Flux is typing something right now.
Like, what type of items, not weapons, items could I bring?
The only thing I have down in the armory right now is 6 chain axes, 4 micro beads, 8 mags of man stopper rounds, 4 shock gloves.
I'm asking, like what would be expected at such a party?
There is sort of a few set of ground rules that are kind of transmitted to you with the directions. Oberst, when you come back, and would be able to also tell you. Basically, while it's not uncommon for people, especially rogue traders and their crew, to go to functions with the Liege Lord of Footfall carrying some kind of a sidearm, it's generally frowned upon to show up with any sort of like full-on military hardware, like rifles and shit. Like a pistol and maybe a sword is like okay, you know, no one expects anyone to walk around Footfall unarmed because that's just stupid.
Yeah, showing up with all 6 chain axes on your back that we have in storage is probably going to get frowned upon.
So keeping my power sword would not be an issue.
It would not be an issue, and in fact would probably be a bit of a status symbol, as rogue traders generally would carry their swords around for that reason.
But bringing my Inferno pistol would be problematic.
I mean, not entirely.
Okay, then I'm good.
Okay, so
I forget. Is
power-
the Inferno pistol the one that needs the backpack or no?
No, none of them do. They're
I think that's a
pistols.
hell gun.
Yeah, the hell gun needs the
No, I
backpack.
have a hell gun. It doesn't have a backpack. It's literally a pistol I keep in a holster. No, I have a hell pistol. You're right. No, the
Yeah.
hell gun. Yeah.
The hell gun itself is the full size version. Requires a backpack. The pistol doesn't.
Yeah, no, as long as you basically have pistols or other small arms or melee weapons, you're good.
Okay, so bolt gun, not so good, but my power axe is fine.
Power axe?
Might be a bit much. Like I said,
That's kind of a gray area.
Power axe is a gray area.
you know, I go into the armory, pull out a shot glove, and throw it at you. Here, if you're really that worried, here, have this.
I feel like that one's going to be a judgment call with the doorman.
Here's a shotgun and a compact las pistol. Enjoy.
Shotgun and a compact what?
Shock
Las
glove. Essentially gloves you put on your hand, and then you punch, do shock damage.
Taser knuckles.
Yeah, taser knuckles.
I'm
Shock glove and-
just trying to think offhand, like how big a power. Like that's one-handed, right?
Power
Shock
axe?
gloves.
The power axe.
It's one-handed.
If it's one-handed, yeah. If you keep it at like your hip, so it's not like too like, hey, I'm ready to crack some head open. You might get away with it.
So I'm gonna turn to the captain. So are we looking for status, or are we just looking for what we want to carry? Because if we're doing status, I pull out my pistol, and I just put I can put it visibly, but I'd rather not.
Yes, I think we should primarily go for status, but make sure you have something on you, of course.
Okay, I have two holsters on my back, and I have a single holster on my side. I pull out my really nice pistol and put it in the side holster so it's visible.
Okay.
You know, the one that supposedly is.
I know what you're talking about.
I finally got the to the weapon chapter. What'd you give me? There was a shot glove and what?
And a compact las pistol, because that's all we
Okay.
got. If you're really worried about not being armed, or if all your arms are too big.
Okay.
Hey, push comes to shove. I assume. Do you have the your big ass Mechanicus arm bionic?
I got
Mhm.
those things, yeah.
Because if you get that big ass arm, you could probably do some damage with that alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we also have some silenced auto pistols if you're really worried, but that I didn't think you'd really care.
I mean, there's also the fact that I don't think they will care about his auto arm. He's a priest.
I like that Holt's making sure to eat before you go to dinner.
I mean, yes.
Holt, are you eating?
I
Yes.
mean, he's got a fair point.
Oh
We
no, I
shouldn't-
understand, but Holt, you could have spoken up. I could have had the game
I
hands.
swear to
brought in.
God, if you say cake again, Captain.
No, of course not. Pigeon pies.
He's over cake now already.
It's fine. I found food. on my-
Little pigeon pies we
Yeah,
have.
no, we have food in the house.
Yeah.
I will also eat a bit before. That way I don't, make a scene as proper noble would.
We also have a lovely cheesecake.
Great. Well, are we all ready to go then?
This calls a silly question, but do tech priests really eat? Or
Yes.
they...
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Unless
you
you've
still
chosen
have a biological body.
unless you've chosen an augment or something that changes it, you still eat.
Alright. So I guess I eat a little bit before as well.
Would you like some cornichon with your meal?
Captain, you've strangely focused on food ever since we got back. Maybe we focus on money for now.
Money is the root of all food.
Okay.
Not wrong.
I'm not gonna lie. My picture of your rogue trader is gonna need to change to that of a fat man pretty soon.
It's just slowly packing on the pounds.
Yes, it is.
No. He gets around because he doesn't eat that much. He just constantly gushes about food that he's not allowed to
He's
eat.
really just carbo loading because of all the exercise he does.
That's
Right.
exactly.
Are we gonna leave?
Unless there's anything else anyone wanted to do, I'm going to say, yeah, this would probably be about the time you would leave to make your way there. To be
Yep.
just fashionably late.
Fashionably late.
You got a tech priest. That alone would probably be an excuse.
Yes,
So,
we had to dress the tech priest.
You make your way to the Liege's court. When you get there, there's some armsmen with las gun who greet you, wave you through the large double doors to the court. By this point, you've been here long enough, and words of what you accomplished on your last adventure has already kind of spread around. So a lot of people kind of look and mumble as you come in, clearly, having a bit of a conversation topic at the moment, being yourselves. You're at a large atrium with massive Gothic arched viewports that provide a stunning and properly shielded view of the sun for Abundus. You're some of the last guests to arrive. There's full of various individuals here. You recognize some from just minor briefings you would have gotten from Overst, kind of in the background of important players on the station. You see a prominent preacher of the local Imperial cult. You see a few other individuals there, like the leader of the Slaver Guild, various high-level merchants and criminals and pirates that operate in and around.
Any of the merchants we recognize from meetings the previous day?
Some of them would have been the ones that Holt would have interacted with throughout his various financial adventures. There's still a few people arriving as behind you as you come in.
Okay.
Does any of you have an Imperial nobility background?
I
Yes.
think it's technically me. Yeah, I'm a nobleborn.
You're nobleborn?
Yeah, I'm noble.
You'll notice that a lot of the people here, especially a lot of the clearly low-board criminals and stuff, are doing their best to kind of mimic Imperial high-fashion finery with varying degrees of success. Most are unable to disguise the fact that they're dangerous barbaric brutes, although very well-dressed ones.
Common lore nobilitas is that it? What?
That would just be anyone who has like a noble-born background.
I don't know if Battlefleet counts for that.
No, but you would probably recognize some of the rogue traders there are using Imperial Fleet sort of finery as their choice of attire.
I keep getting told that most navigators are noble, and I don't know if I am actually a noble.
You do notice one face of the crowd, which surprises the fuck out of all of you. You see Hardrick. Just casually talking to somebody.
Remind me, who was Hardrick?
He was the rogue trader that was racing you to that treasure.
The one that was dead?
The one that was dead.
Does he set out after the party but get here before us?
I've got to walk up to him. Captain, we have to ask.
No, I understand. You have to go do it. Come along, everybody! It's an adventure.
Hardrick, old man, how's it going? How's the void?
He just kind of grins and smiles. Like, hello. Are you enjoying the prize you beat me to?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised you're not dead.
I get that a lot.
We'll be sure to fix that in the future.
Next time, maybe we make sure to collapse your field before we send you into the void.
We did. That was the problem. We shot out the Geller field and we blew it up.
Actually, no, we didn't know if the Geller field had gone down or not. We just saw the ship go in. That was the question. If he had the field, he's fine. If he didn't, he was dead.
I mean, he still lost over half his crew.
I admit it was a bit of a stinging loss, both the loss of the treasure and manpower. I'll be holed up here on Footfall for a while, but you played the game well enough.
I'm going to look down at my hand and I'm going to put it out and try to shake his hand. It was a good game.
He actually takes it and shakes it.
Blast him! Blast him!
No. I go, next time, maybe you won't be so lucky.
He just smiles. He's like, please. Tonight, we are friends, but should I ever meet you out in the void, all bets are off.
Same.
And with that, he goes back to his conversation.
We just start opening fire in the middle of the party. No!
No, that is why the navigator took over the conversation, because he's not sure if the captain would have...
Last time we had a conversation with somebody, the captain blew a fucking plasma hole in him.
Yeah, so navigator just kind of...
I prefer to think of it as I exfiltrated the conference room.
I'm gonna actually turn to the captain and whisper, look, I understand that was your place to shake his hand or not.
No. This is good. This is good.
Last time,
with the body.
yeah, last time you keep shooting them, so maybe we don't do that.
I shot them once.
Once is enough. Let's go enjoy ourselves.
Indeed. And then we can shoot them more.
If anyone wants, you can try and take an inquiry test to try and eavesdrop any potential interesting conversations.
Ooh, I would love to do that.
I have
There's a lot of big movers and shakers going on. It will be a -30 test to do it at this point.
I can't.
Everyone's being very guarded in the conversations right now. It's early in the night. No one's really started drinking or anything.
I literally can't pass a 30. I have only a 26 in it right now.
Wait, so it's a okay, but it's a nobility, yes?
No, it's inquiry.
No, inquiry.
These are all nobles, yes? Or trying to act like nobles.
It's
Not no. There's very few actual nobility here, and you're basically just trying to eavesdrop. So it would just be a straight inquiry test.
I had a +10 to all fellowship tests, etc.
I mean, if you want to try it.
Yeah, I did. I got a 1 to 3.
Oh, okay. You hear a lot of people talking about the telling of the that you've been hearing about. You hear a lot of people starting to mention that the positions are actually going to be auctioned off at some point in the next few days. That's all you're getting, though.
Holt rolled really well, and depending on what Holt's score is.
Would there be underworld involved in this area?
Actually, hang on, get something on the table here. You also know that the foretelling is going to be specifically involving something called the Obsidian Emporial. Also, everything going on here is pretty much underworld.
And you said -30?
-30.
That's 2 degrees of success.
2 degrees of success. Okay. You learn. Basically, what you get from that is that the foretelling is by invitation only. So right now, you're still getting a lot of the information you already know.
Yeah.
But now you know that the foretelling's a lot sooner than you thought it was.
Darn.
Do I hear anyone who mentioned that they had an invitation?
No one seems to have an invitation yet. Everyone's kind of very secretively alluding to attempting to get one.
Gotcha.
So it's up for grabs. Essentially, what we're getting is it's all up for grabs right now. No one's really confirmed. Anyone who claims they're confirmed is probably lying.
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to try and meet or mingle any other important folks around, or you want to skip ahead a little?
I'm trying to look at what actually the skills do real quick.
Question.
Yep.
I asked in the chat, but is there like any data port that Matthias can find where he can maybe jack in and maybe get some information about the guests here?
Matthias, not in the middle of the party.
Yeah, right now you don't seem to notice any. You almost get the idea that either they were specifically not put into this area for security reasons, or they're being carefully covered up to avoid being casually observed.
And having using them.
We've been on the ship for a while. Can I notice him trying to do this?
Trying to find the port?
Yeah, trying to find ports.
I mean, probably if you just see him looking around, you can ask him what he's doing. He's your party member.
Can I, what are you doing?
I'm seeking out data ports where I can maybe get some more information about the guests here.
Okay. Can I do an awareness? See if for anything covered up that would have probably have been about the size of what he needs.
Yeah, you can try it. I'm gonna say that's gonna be at a -20.
Plus 10. Get the plus 10.
Okay, fine. You get so it's a -10 then.
Yeah.
You know what? Since it was so close. It was so close. I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
It was so close. I'm probably gonna regret this, but it was so close. 3 degrees of success.
Okay. You do notice that there is one kind of over by where the doors go deeper into the sort of palace that you're in, by where the 2 guards are on either side of the entryway guarding it.
I pointed out that say you have gods in the way. This is probably not something you're going to be able to access. I pointed out to him.
Good to know where it is. If we come back later, I might be able to gather it without the gods around bothering me.
Maybe if once the drinking and partying, maybe the gods have to peel away. You don't know. Just keep an eye on it.
Knowing the captain, that probably won't be very long.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You better not start something.
Oi! Are you trying to start something with me? Trying to start something with me?
I really hope you're joking and not actually doing that in game.
Wouldn't you like
So
to know?
while you're talking, a bald individual with glasses kind of comes up to you and asks, "Are you enjoying the party?"
Yes, it's quite nice.
You're
Strange to see some some people we thought were dead, but hey, that is the life.
Football is a strange place that attracts many strange individuals. Speaking of individuals, I'm not familiar with you. I frequent the palace quite often. Is this your first visit?
Yes. And I want to see his reaction. I remove my hood. Showing the eye.
Looks
Not
that's there and closed.
Yeah, that's there and closed. Yes.
Just kind of looks at you. He has a data slate in hand that he kind of taps with absolutely with one of the fingers that's holding it, and he says, "Cute navigator.
Interesting.
I hope you know such intimidations usually don't work well on the upper echelons of footfall."
Oh, it wasn't an intimidation. I just wanted to see what your reaction would be. You seem to carry yourself well, so I was wondering.
So he just kind of smiles as you talk, and he nods. You get the feeling that he kind of stopped listening, like two words into the sentence.
Okay. He's just trying to gather information. I put my hood back up and I casually excuse myself.
Very well. By the way, my name is Takara. Perhaps we shall meet again. You or some other of your captain's crew. He looks at his data slate a moment and says, "Fuck, I can never pronounce your fucking name, Neil. Diplo. What is it again? Aberglass.
Aberglass.
Yeah, Captain Aberglass. Was it?
Yes. He's right over there. If you would like to say hello, but
Waving.
Maybe be a little polite with him.
I am never anything but polite," he says, and kind of bows his head and walks off. You see him kind of poking at his data slate a bit, like he's adding some notes or something.
What is scrutiny exactly?
Scrutiny?
Yes.
I mean, besides just saying it's scrutinizing things.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Is that if that would that be what I use to kind of judge what just happened here?
I think in this case it would be. Let me pull up scrutiny. Always vague on which.
Yeah, you
skills
should go hit
what.
on him.
Scrutiny's ability to tell lies, to understand lies.
Okay,
So
yeah.
sense motive, essentially.
Determine truthfulness, motives, and appraise personalities. Can also be
Yes.
used to examine objects in detail.
May I
By deceive.
may I try a scrutiny check on him as we have had this conversation and see what it was?
I mean, you could try. I was really gonna tell you I thought he was lying to you. Which,
Okay.
considering he never really said any facts, is going to be very hard to do.
Well, I'm trying. They also said you can sense the motive and that sort of thing, right?
So, like, you're trying to sense, like, maybe if there's any hostile intent with what
Was
he's saying?
was my assumption correct that he's literally just collecting data on us?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Roll that. You're probably just going to give you the +10. Just roll it.
+10. Well, then that's 1 degree.
No, I was going to say it as 0 because he's probably just going to give you the +10. So just roll it as a 0.
Oh, okay. Well, then no. I fail by a very, very small fraction.
Okay. You get the feeling that he wasn't entirely as he seemed, but you couldn't really put your finger on more than that.
Fair enough. Right.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything while the party's just kind of filling up, or?
Probably a no, but the angle I was standing, would I have at all seen even a hint of what he was typing in, or no?
No, he was keeping it very close to the chest as he was typing.
Oh, so is it Tokara or Takara?
Toka.
Fuck, I changed the page. It's Tokara, Tocara.
Okay. Alright. And I realized because I never said it, that Servo Skull's probably back in the base. So I can't just have an eye out on the area data port. Which actually would raise suspicion thinking about. Never mind.
You just have the servo skull sitting there watching them.
Yeah, then I'm realizing it's good I left it back at the base.
Okay. You do see the man in the holo projector, by the way. He's holding court off to one end of the room, resting on a palanquin carried by 4 servitors, surrounded by concubines. If you want, you can go talk to him, or you can just kind of wait and see what the party does.
So, like, is he, like, on, like, a raised platform, or...?
Yeah, he's basically being, like, you know, like those things that, like, kings and emperors would get carried on in a lot of, like, fiction, with people, like, holding it up on the poles. He's basically one of those with servitors holding it up.
Okay.
With zombies.
I would.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less.
Horrible zombies.
Well, if I don't see anyone else in the crew going, I'll at least go over and then say thank you.
I like that Neotags somehow become the diplomat of the party.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to be, but
I know for a fact I'm
Let,
not.
let the captain go up.
yeah, you then speak up, dude. You haven't been really doing that.
I didn't get a chance.
Okay, then say.
Evergloss is going to approach to see what's going on. Because he's intrigued about this entire situation. And worst comes to worst, he just gets to look at some pretty concubines.
All right. You go up to him. As you approach, he smiles and nods. He says, "Welcome, Lord Trader."
It's good to be in your territory.
Yes, I suppose it could be considered good or an honor to some. Is there anything I could do for you?
I'm trying to think, is there anything that he could do for him? Could you get me some?
Like how you stop me from going up and you have no
you
idea.
just go up completely without a plan.
I had no. I'm sorry. I just thought of the joke of asking for some cake,
Quick question. Looking at the servitors...
which just made me lose track of whatever I was going to actually ask him.
Yeah, looking at the servitors.
Trying to see, like, maybe if there's like any obvious or at least well hidden like potential hidden weapons on that, would that be like a cover under Archaeotech or Adeptus Mechanicus? Just trying to look over.
I remember what I was
I
going
mean,
to
that would be more of an awareness thing.
So,
Yeah, that's
what
the
is
We're
word.
going to actually get up close and examine the, the
So,
actual
I
guts of
remember
them.
what I was going to ask. What's the thing that's happening sooner than we thought?
The telling.
The telling. Oh, yes, I was interested in knowing about the telling and whatnot.
Or the foretelling, rather.
Yeah, the foretelling.
Says, Fred, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's all right.
Out of character. This is not something everyone knows about, and it's even from what we've learned, dude. It's being held close to the chest.
Actually, I would like to point out that when you were eavesdropping for it, everyone seemed to be fucking talking about it.
Oh, so he's just being a dick.
Yeah.
About it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Aberglass is being. blunt about it
I'm
because
mistaken
he's just-
eavesdropping for you know.
Well, that's
Yeah, no,
bothersome.
everyone's talking about it, but they're talking about it in very like alluded to terms. Like no one's just outright saying like, "Hey, so about that foretelling."
I mean, Aberglass is the
Like
guy
a
that
few
would just say it.
people let it slip, but they be like quickly like shushed up by their companions. Like someone might be listening.
Oh well, I've heard some things here and there, insinuations and whatnot. I wanted to hear if you had heard those similar terms being thrown about.
He kind of just shrugs a little. It says, "I don't." Well, surprisingly, I don't hear much of what goes on in Footfall, as despite what you might think.
Oh, that's a bother, isn't it? Do
It
you need
is.
some
It's
eyes
so-
and ears?
You see him kind of nervously look around the room as if he's like looking for somebody to like give him some kind of a sign. Before he says, "No, that won't be necessary."
I've what?
I love that our captain is so forward and really doesn't do the whole
Suave
What?
James Bond stuff.
the nobility whispers. This is not something you speak of out. in
Yeah, I don't
public.
have deception. What do you want, bitch? I have
I mean,
Deceit 41.
Ober's already told you, like when we were playing last week, that the title of Liege Lord is largely a figurehead title, and that he is technically subservient to every single rogue trader on the station.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm still just being polite. Is the thing.
All right.
I'm trying to be polite to him, which is probably more scary to him because like, what
Yeah.
do you want?
He's
What do you
he's in
want?
he's in the interesting position of he technically runs the place, but he also has to abdicate that power to anyone who shows up that's a rogue trader in a weird way. Yeah. He's in kind of a weird political position, and it's very much coming across the way he kind of nervously looks around the room at various figures, as if different things you're talking about are under their control and not really his.
I wouldn't concern yourself with them. You should concern yourself with me and what I'm asking.
Oh my.
I'm afraid I can't really help you.
It's fine then.
If you excuse me, I believe the meal will be here soon, and I would like some time to myself before it is time for consumption.
Of course. And Hourglass is going to head over to the others.
Question.
Does he actually look like he's going to take some time to himself, or it was just an excuse to get rid of Alberglass?
It's kind of an excuse to get rid of him. You see, he's still kind of just hanging out with his concubines, and there a few of the people that have constantly been there the whole time that you've been there since you've noticed them haven't left and are still kind of there in conversation with them on and off.
Well, it's going to go over and start chatting him up. I can't help but notice your very impressive bionics and cybernetics.
Thank you. I pride myself in my wonderful enhancements.
There's no outcome for this discussion. Holt's just going to chat him up and talk to him about cybernetics and swap stories about different cybernetics and Footfall itself.
Okay. Give me a second to actually
Just ingratiate himself into the group, but make no actual attempts at pushing for anything. but he is going to remain in the group.
That's what he's there for. He's the one that's actually supposed to do this stuff.
He does let slip during the conversation that pretty much the only reason he's the Liege Lord is because he kind of led a bloody uprising against the previous Liege Lord.
Holt's going to talk about how he remembers that. Yeah, I remember that. The other Liege Lord wasn't really that great, though, so good thing.
Yeah, you also, as you said that you remember that before he became Liege Lord, he was kind of like a very, very angry and violent sort of. I wouldn't say like a full-on seditionist in terms to the way of doing things on Footfall, but he definitely railed against sort of the power structure, and then that seemed to completely 180 the minute he was in control.
Ooh, it's not the same man.
Hey, Sovik, I would like to find like an empty wall or something, and then like to bow my head, and then I would essentially like to use my psionics to try to see if anyone's using psychic powers in the area. Are we being influenced in any way? Is there anything unusual in this room right now? I'm looking up skills, and I can do that. So I was wondering.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna say that roll is gonna be a -20.
Why?
Because anyone who's going to be doing anything is going to be very guarded about that, because probably everyone's trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
He's the one.
Yeah, you're in a room full of people who are used to playing politics. Any sort of psychic activity is probably very guarded.
Well, no,
this is very furtive.
From the way it's essentially, I'm using my view of it to scan and see. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to find out if it's going on.
If it's going on, okay.
Let me see. Those are the science skills. Can sense the currents that with the warp. And the explorer can use it to detect the presence or absence of daemons, psychic powers, and psychic phenomenon in their general area. That's what I'm trying to do.
I'm still going to make that a -10 just because anyone who's actively engaging in such activity would be trying to sort of mask their presence in the warp.
Fine, fair enough. 5.1 degrees of success.
Something very interesting you notice, actually. The only real hint of it you're detecting outside of just like the obvious, like there's some other navigators for some other rogue traders hanging around. You just kind of
so I'm just getting pings off of them.
You passively just pings off of the navigators. You're getting a ping off of one of the dishes being brought in for dinner.
Tell Evergloss this.
What exactly is the ping? Because I can tell the nature of it. Is this a psychic ping, or is this a Damien? Or what is this? Or is this something of the warp?
It's something of the warp.
Okay, I'm going to gently guide the rest of the crew together, including trying to get Holt to come over and us come into a little group here. Am I successful, or is this someone decide they don't want to?
Holt is not going to meet up with the group, but he will move to a different group that is within earshot of the group.
Okay.
Good job, Holt.
Well, I've just done a scan of the room. Something I haven't had the chance of using as of late, but...
And?
There's something of the warp here in one of the dishes that they have.
The dish in question, if you pointed out, is currently moving its way into the adjoining dining room along the edges of the room, if you want to point it out.
Yeah, I casually pointed out, but then quickly put my finger back down. You know, trying to, like, I was stretching or something. That's that one. We probably should avoid it or find out what it is. Either way, be careful. Anything of the warp is probably not in your best interest.
As you finish talking, a gong kind of rings out, signaling dinner, and everyone kind of starts moving into the dining hall.
Oh, what was it exactly? Was it meat? Was it fruit? Was it?
It was definitely a meat.
So I point that out that you probably want to avoid that if at best possible.
It was too far away for you to really see what specifically it was, but you know enough that you could find it on the table once you get closer.
Yes. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you all make your way up to dinner and the dining hall adjacent.
Are we
So
sat
the
together? Or are we sat apart? What's
Yeah,
the...
you're all kind of sat together. The seating seems to be kind of be based by associations to one another. So rogue traders and their entourages are all sitting together. Anyone who came with guests are generally sitting with their guests, and so on and so forth. And then the exact specific kind of mix up. Like not all the rogue traders are sitting in one part of the table. They're kind of scattered around.
Yeah.
So you got some pirates sitting with clergy, sitting with merchants, sitting with slavers, sitting with so on and so forth.
Well, as we all agreed to not be slavers, we all decided to not sit near the slavers.
Yeah.
Because we have morals.
Something you also pick up very quickly is that some of the dishes, including the one that you recognize, people are kind of talking about, and it seems to be a bit of a game at these gatherings to see kind of who can stomach the most outlandish and disgusting food offered at the table.
We have a tech priest for that.
Now I need to know a question.
Okay.
I have an inborn natural immunity to warpish things.
Mm-hmm.
Would that help me would I know if that would help me in ingestion?
That's kind of a gray area. Because it's one of those, it doesn't say yes and it doesn't say no things.
Instead of horrific
Actually, I'm going to have you just roll a straight intelligence minus 20.
Okay. I'm not making this, that's for damn sure.
Plus 10.
Still probably not making it. That's a 37. I have to roll below. Here we go. Not even close.
You are absolutely fucking confident that you can eat pretty much anything warp tainted and not have any adverse side effects whatsoever.
I want to point out that plus 10 is like an active thing. Like,
yeah, I know.
Neo's trying to recall information. He didn't make it known to you that he was trying to recall information or anything. You can't just like.
I don't.
I mean, he fails either way.
Yeah, no, I fell either way.
It's an active thing your character's doing. It's like
I'm rubbing his shoulders. Flux.
But,
I'm rubbing his shoulders.
Wait, I'm gonna ask a simple question. Could I have used Forbidden Lore the Warp instead of just straight intelligence?
In this case, no.
Fuck you. But fair enough. All right. Well, I'm going to be doing something stupid, apparently.
Okay. So I'm going to point out what the dishes are. And I'm also going to tell you right now, because there's kind of a bit of a mini game to this. You all you're going to get another chance to eavesdrop during dinner. The more outlandish the dish you eat, the better your chances of getting a success on the subsequent inquiry check, because the more outlandish dish, if you ingest it, whether successfully or failed, will give you a bonus to that test. I won't tell you what those bonuses are for which dish. I'm just going to tell you what the dishes are, and I'm not going to tell you what happens if you eat them until you actually decide to eat one of them. Each of you will get the option of doing this.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm going to turn to the rest of the group. I'm going to say, remember what I said? And then I'm going to say, what's the line? Do as I say, not as I do. And then I am going to leave it at that.
Okay. The dishes in question that everyone seems kind of buzzed about are the one that you noticed with your check, which the dishes were kind of introduced as they were set at the table. That one was introduced as deep warp eel with Agarian mummy extract.
Oh, good.
Another dish that was introduced was shard spider eggs and promethium soup. Void burned winter scale creeper with racken brain sauce. There was also Gerasol brain fluke braised in orc spinal fluid, and live delorium throat crab.
It won't be live once you have it in your mouth. That's for damn sure.
Would
I
anyone
want
like
to try the orc one and the crab.
You want to try the orc one and the crab?
You know which one I'm gonna try, so you don't even have to fucking ask.
You're gonna try the eel.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna try because I rolled so bad. I'm gonna role play my stats.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get.
All right. Does anyone else want to try and eat a dish?
I'll try the spider and Promethean.
Okay.
Can I use Common Lore Cronus Expanse to figure out which one of these is the least lethal?
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a -10 because they're not common. But
2 degrees of success.
okay, you know that the one that's probably the least likely to fuck you up is going to be the winter scale creeper.
Okay.
To the best of your knowledge, the worst anyone's ever gotten from that is some cramps.
I'm gonna go for the creeper.
Okay. I'm going to.
That's 5 dishes. Let's do this.
I'm gonna do these in ascending order. First, we're gonna do the creeper. That's a regular +0 challenging toughness test.
Oh god, it's toughness. I'm fucked.
Oh,
Well, you didn't eat any of the creeper, do you?
Yeah.
All right. Hope successfully passes. It does not get cramps.
ready.
You ate the crabs.
Yeah, I ate the crabs.
All right. You're gonna make a challenging +0 strength test.
Strength test?
Strength test.
Okay.
It's crystal crabs. You have to be able to crunch them down, dude.
I rolled poorly.
That and it's alive.
You
Okay,
know, you could re-roll if you think it's...
First
Maybe.
time in the space red lobster.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to use the crab crackers.
I'll reroll.
Okay.
Oh, barely, but you're a success.
Okay. You just dodged having to vomit uncontrollably for 1d10 minutes and take 1d10 damage, not affected by toughness or armor.
Ha! Ha! I eat the crab! Ah!
You avoided vomiting the crab as it
You know, that's very good, because if our rogue trader did that, we would lose favor. Let's not
Yeah.
get ourselves.
Next is going to be Kiri with the eggs and promethium soup. You're going to make a difficult -10 perception test.
Oh my god, I've got the worst one.
I was really hoping these would all be toughness, so I could explain my toughness. Oh, wait, I need to get...
Okay. You have avoided internal bleeding and damage and 2d10 damage to toughness until medical attention is received. And now Diplo, because you also had your orc spinal fluid raised over the brain fluid.
That's good.
Make me a hard -20 willpower test.
No! No!
Okay, this one you're going to want to re-roll.
I'm fine.
Okay, you just avoided 1d5 insanity points.
I would actually have been okay with that.
And now Neo tag.
Now, remember, we had that conversation about resistance. I have natural resistance to this shit.
You need to make a very hard -30 toughness check.
I want that. Can I have that too?
I'm gonna
No, that'd be silly.
before I take a bite, I'm gonna poke the captain for a bonus, and then I'm going to try and make
You
an
can
argument.
do it. You can do it. You can.
Yeah, that's
do it.
maybe not that loud. All right,
He starts.
I resist.
I mean,
fear.
there's actually a lot of people kind of doing like a do it in the table around you, so it wouldn't be unusual.
I am immune to space sickness. I have resistance to fear, psychic techniques, and I'm also a navigator.
Just make the roll, dude.
And
Fuck
you're getting a
you.
back massage with a +10.
Okay, here we go. All right, where's my character sheet? Here we go. It's a coin flip before roll. Now it's a negative, and I'm hoping to not have to re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll.
Oh, that's...
Okay, if you're sure.
I can't help but try it, but it's still probably gonna fail. Let's not kid ourselves. I did something stupid. What the fuck?
Yay!
Now, this is going to be an interesting situation, Neotag,
Why?
because you may have actually gotten a bonus from failing this.
Wait, what?
If you're a navigator and you fail this roll, you get a navigator mutation.
Okay, what do I get for succeeding?
You get 1d10 points of damage.
What? Fuck you!
Yep. Failure for most people is a mutation. Success is 1d10 damage, and if you're a navigator, you get a navigator mutation instead of a regular mutation.
Wait, I can get a mutation for eating this?
You don't know this.
Nom nom nom.
Okay, are you gonna roll the damage or am I? But
I'll roll it.
I still keep it down.
Takes 7 damage.
Hold.
As,
I need
as
you
the
to have.
powers of the warp rack your digestive tract on the way down.
Hold. I need you to drink the same thing Ryan just had. It seems to have gone down well for him, and it seems to be doing him well. Have some as well.
That is half my wounds. I want you to know.
Matthias, have some as well. We all want some mutations.
No, Neotech, I want you to know that the dish you just ate gives a plus 50 to inquiry for this fucking inquiry test.
Well, how many does my crabs give?
And this is only a negative 30 test that you have to make. The crabs were plus 20.
And how much the orc give?
Well, I mean, the problem is I don't think I have inquiry, so even a plus 50 that only takes me to a 76.
Well, I'm gonna kind of since you all decided to eat something, I'm kind of just gonna say that just collectively put
100% it. Yeah.
Yeah, because all of you kind of like as a crew decided to try a little bit of everything and managed to hold it all down. Everyone's kind of just very impressed and very kind of loose talking around you now.
Hold, we need more crystals.
Now I need 8. Now, just for the record, I need 8 hours of sleep to recover from wounds. Correct? That's how it works. Okay.
Depends on how wounded you are.
Yep, you just sleep it off like a bad hangover.
Okay, so you get the last 2 pieces of information that we're missing from this encounter. You learned over dinner that to get one of these invitations, you have to bid for it at an auction, and that only the 10 best bids at this auction will earn you a place at the foretelling.
Neo, how much is your toughness bonus?
Toughness doesn't reduce the damage.
Yeah, how much is your toughness bonus, Neo?
I have a plus 5. I'm 54, so it's a 5.
Okay, so you're not heavily damaged. You're just lightly damaged. You'll remove 1 point of damage per day.
Yeah, no, I have something. I think it's for my background or something that gives me less. Treat light wounds as less or something.
Oh.
Well, that was fun.
So, were you expecting us all to eat some?
I was not. I was expecting only like 1 or 2 people be like, yeah, I'll try something.
Okay.
I don't think you get it.
Every dish on the table.
I want it to be that we all that after I said the line, do as I say, not as I do, everyone else just kind of sized up the dishes. And essentially everyone else was like, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. And everyone's looking at me like, I can't believe he's going to eat that.
After that, you guys kind of become something of a little mini legend at your part of the table for the rest of the evening. You're kind of the toast of the section, as it were. People kind of drink and laugh and carouse about how crazy you guys are to eat all of that, and how
it was
impressive
spicy.
That none of you got horribly sick or injured.
I take it. There's like throw up buckets just sitting ready and waiting everywhere around.
After the fact, you do notice that there were seemingly like weird metallic bins placed strategically behind where the cedars were along the wall, and you now suspect, as you see some people further down the table puking to them, that this was in fact their intended purpose. You get the feeling this room is designed to make disgusting things as classy as possible.
So what you're telling me is the highest nobility. The whole reason duck liver and actual foods that aren't actually that tasty are...
Fuck you. Liver is delicious.
I mean, there is some of like actual like good food on the table. That was just sort of like the challenge foods for anyone who wanted to try and prove that they, had balls of pure animanium.
Apparently, we all did.
Yeah, no. Actually a number of the pirates, criminals, merchants, whatever, at your section of the table have already kind of identified you guys as potential business partners, and have already tried to kind of sweet talk you guys into some minor deals here and there. Nothing that would require your direct attention, but things that could pay out down the road in the background.
I mean, that would be Holt. Essentially, Holt would probably intercept every one of those, I guess, right, Flux?
Yes, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah. So by the end of the evening, Holt's got like a couple dozen at least business offers, various legitimate or otherwise, kind of thrown at him by the end of dinner.
By the end of the night, I'm going to connect with Obrist and share him this info to see if any of them would help in our convoy to get the loot out of the missing ship.
So you imagine some of the merchants would definitely be interested in that for a cut of the resales on some of the less desirable items that you might just want to sell off.
I will actually talk to Holt and say, do any of these seem legitimate enough to get our passengers home?
Merchants are usually be trusted to get them home.
Yeah.
If they know we will enforce our contract with force if need be.
That's good. We do need to get them on their way as soon as possible. I'd rather them not stay in this area of space.
In Footfall, you're either with slavery or vehemently against it, and it's not hard to figure out who's on what side. So we'll figure that out, and then we can arrange transport.
Yes, I'd like to get them underway as soon as possible. And I tap one of my Imperial, just for the sake of the Imperium. And then I go back to other pleasant conversation.
Okay.
I just want to know, do I get anything specific said to me for eating the worst dish?
You seem to get a lot more of the sort of the fawning kind of like from the gentleman, you get sort of like a bro that was hardcore attention the most out of everyone else. You also get more than a few kind of looks from the ladies at the table, kind of being like, that's a man.
That's so wrong. You ate crazy shit. Ooh, you a man.
I want that freak baby he's gonna make.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Considering how set most navigators,
you do notice that the ones who are eyeing him are the ones who look the most like they are not, properly in this situation a lot. Like they seem to be more like the gangers and the criminals.
So it's a bunch of hardcore women with like abs and Mad Max.
I mean, not for nothing.
Yeah, like the normal day attire would be like Mad Max gear, and they probably like high on drugs half the time. But right now they're they're dressed nice and they're acting polite, and those are the ones that are kind of like, I don't care, he's a fucking mutant.
Is anyone looking towards me?
Again, everything I've looked into a navigator is once you have that life, it's kind of you're in, as long as you don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Let me get that baby that's gonna eat its way out of me if it gets the wrong mutation.
Fuck you.
Hey,
that's
literally the equivalent of stupid hive gangers. Flux, they don't know any better.
Well, that's legitimately probably one of those hive gangers fetish. They're hive gangers. They're as bad as
I could survive it.
Out of curiosity, does anyone look to me after taking the spider?
Actually, interestingly enough, as the evening kind of wears on and the more formal sitting arrangements kind of break up as people shift around the table, or just
very
kind of
interested toaster.
A few other tech priests do approach you.
Do you want to have sex with this toaster with us?
No, they seem to be from a explorator fleet that's passing through on their way back to the Imperium, and are just kind of happy to see somebody else there.
Do you
Yeah.
wish to enjoy the hot, fleshy coils of this toaster?
And they just kind of casually talk to you about they found many wonderful new things to bring back to Mars on their journey, and hope that you find more.
Do you mention our cargo, Carrie? It's up to you.
Refresh my memory, because apparently my notes failed to.
We
keep
have
up.
a shit ton of xenotech from either offloading on our ship right now or about to be.
Well, no, it's not xenotech. It's from a lost human world where the humans were genetically pure.
Oh yeah, it's no.
So tech from a world of genetically pure humans.
In other words,
Also
acro.
chaos corrupted.
I mean, unless they're going to tell me what they got, I don't think I should tell them what I have.
I mean, they mentioned that they found some interesting STCs and things like that.
And then I'll kind of mention the tech of the pure humans that we found.
They actually do seem interested in helping to arrange any of it that might be useful to the Mechanicum being transported back to the Imperium.
Do you show them your new built-in toaster, Carrie?
Or did we have the heart yet?
Or did we actually? No. I was talking about the joke we made that we made you integrate a one of the pure humans Insta breath. Yeah, Insta toaster. It creates bread, instantly toasts it, and then shoots it out.
Yeah.
Suppose I'll just jokingly show that off. Some elements of their tech.
They're quite
Instant food
interested
creation.
in how this instant toast technology works. It may be useful as an emergency source of rations.
That is what I'm thinking as well. I fully intend to maybe document this and see what I can as far as blueprints and bring them back to Mars as well. If nothing else, keep the people happy and motivated so they can keep working.
They seem very pleased by this and look forward to informing the Mechanicum when they get back to the Imperium of these new findings.
I'd like to imagine that we were probably talking binary and not.
Oh yeah, no. The whole time you were just screeching at each other in binary.
It was basically a battle of 40 baud modems arguing at each other.
Yeah, you were just kind of going like.
Also, I would like to apologize. I don't mean to inject myself in everybody's things, but I know some of you don't have the best memory, so I just want to.
To be fair, I was not here for the first session.
Yeah, so I'm just. This is just stuff I bring up because I think it would help, and if you don't want me to, please tell me.
No, it's fine. I was gonna say,
And if I'm forgetting something, I'll ask.
obviously Averglass is also going to be looking because might as well. We got to keep that dynasty rolling. I mean, he's only 30. He's got another few millennia in him.
For the record, just because it's been joked about a lot, Javo is not actually looking for a concubine at this moment, so.
Well, I'm looking for a concubine for you.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the last thing we want is to somehow inadvertently create a demon macabre.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I got the perfect concubine for you. It's a Dark Eldar.
Well. Does anything else fairly important? Does anyone want to roleplay anything really big? I kind of want to move on.
Out of curiosity, as we head back to the main area, that area where like the two guards were guarding the data port, are they still there?
Yeah, they're still there.
Never mind then.
I'll see you look over and I'll just kind of tap you and say, sometimes you can get to it, sometimes you can't.
The machine spirit sings in these ports.
Interesting. I wonder if it's anything like the warp.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That'd be interesting to hear.
I can't really think of anything else to do. Anyone else?
There was something, but I lost it.
I mean, clearly what we're supposed to do with the information we've gotten is we're going to have to start putting in bids
You're gonna have to get to the auction and put in bids.
We got a pretty nice profit factor.
Oh wait, now I remember. So if you're one of the top 10 that actually makes the vote, that's a thing. I was wondering if Aberglass could get Holt to look into figuring out if it's just, do they get sent an invitation and it's not actually determined who the person is? Because I was thinking maybe we could just mug somebody.
That's probably a bad idea. This doesn't sound
I wanted to know, and so we were aware if we could get mugged.
Okay.
2, it would let us remove competition. If we could just mug the competition. You know, we just go.
Fair enough.
Also, yeah, that guy lost. Because I remember we kept track of it. He lost 78% of his crew. Jeez, I feel bad for him. That's a lot of people dead by our hands.
Well, that means a lot more less people to share his money with.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. I'll say to the captain when he starts to feel sympathy for the guy who tried to kill us twice.
No, I don't feel sympathy for him. I don't feel sympathy for him. I feel sympathy for his men.
Fair enough. We tried, Captain, we tried repeatedly to get him to surrender so we could include him into our crew. He refused.
To be fair, I wasn't going to include him in the crew. I was going to cut off his limbs and mount him to the front of our vessel as an ornament.
Captain, again, you don't need to. We know you. You don't need to do that sort of thing around us.
I know, but sometimes you just got to put on a strong act for the other people.
I love the idea that his go-to now every time is to go as gory as possible, not getting that no one's really going to care out here.
Yeah. Well, we're not really in official Imperial space.
Yeah. Are we ready to go?
Yep.
5,000 men still alive. That's actually impressive. He had 5,000 half corpses.
Yep. So, and there's only one thing I could think about with the auction. The only thing I'm wondering is there a way that maybe I could at least look into their network and maybe tweak things a little? I'm not guaranteed.
So so I may have missed it. How much time do we have?
As far as you know, the auction is happening sometime before the telling, which you now know is happening within a few days and not in a week, as was the rumor initially put out.
All right, do we know where the auction is going to take place?
With all our connections,
right now, the only lead you have on that is that it's a place called the Obsidian Emporial.
May I do a common lore Cronus Expanse to know where that is?
Yes, in fact, you can do that at a +10.
Nope. I do not know.
All right.
It's called the Obsidian Portal, was it?
Emporial.
Oh, Emporial.
Okay. And if they're all set with dinner, can I make your way back?
I was going to ask, from the connections we've established, is there anything that looks promising in the near term we could start working on besides just working on the auction? Any sort of we need this done now sort of jobs or anything?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. All right.
A lot of it seemed to be a lot of, big ambitious things in the works, or just simple kind of working out, lending out uses of maybe using some of your supply lines when you get more established in the Expanse to move goods, or taking goods off your hands and vice versa.
Right. A lot of look, you did a big splash, but let's see where you go type of. We want to be on good terms, but not.
There's a lot of it. It almost seems like a lot of the stations kind of right now, like it's kind of a big deal that the Seven Witches are so actively doing something that the whole station's kind of put all their business on hold.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's head back. Last time we went somewhere, we ended up being watched. I would like to keep an eye out on our way back, and I'm going to suggest that to everyone, that we keep an eye out on if we're being followed or
Okay.
someone's taking a bit of an interest in us, especially since we just saw a certain person that should be dead right now.
We can
Agreed.
fix that.
All right. You make your way back, being cautious. As you do so, can I get a +10 awareness check
Okay.
as you pass through an especially dark and lonely thoroughfare?
Are we getting ambushed?
Not according to those two.
Fuck! Did I fail with a 76?
Okay. Evergloss is the only one who notices. All the locals seem to have suddenly cleared out, like almost to be he only kind of notices the tail end of it, but like he notices everyone's just kind of suddenly leaving this section as like the last few people flip through, and then a moment later, a couple of mutants and some narco gangers show up in front of you, kind of blocking your forward progress, while some more come up from behind you, and
I'm instantly ready to go. So, for the record, I never needed. I should
it's a generic map to use.
Yeah. For the record, I just wanted to say I never needed the flak armor. I didn't know that best quality meant it gave a +1, so that's one of the things.
Yeah, that's why.
Hang on, I need to.
That's why I want.
I need to
armor
delete a
best
figment of the
quality.
past.
That will make it 9 power
Hello,
armor.
guys. I am here to help as well.
Holt! You
It's
were
not Holt. That was someone else.
No, it's Holt 1, and that's Holt 2.0.
Just gotta keep running from the GM. Quick, let's start the fight. No!
I already had him selected before you did that.
So just Marty McFly disappear.
No!
Mr.
Holt
Hourglass, I
1!
don't feel so good.
So wait, what do we got in front of us?
You have 2 mutants, and some narco gangers in front of you, and behind you, you have more narco gangers.
That's quite a lot.
All right, let's.
What is
One
roll
of the mutants is a big brutish-looking fellow. That'd be this guy here.
Question.
And the other mutant, this guy here, seems to have the unfortunate thing of kind of looking like a big blob man, and his fingers all seem to be fused together.
Question.
Like he's got giant mitten hands.
Question. Could I
Beyond that, he looks, like the average build of a person. Like the only mutation he has is he's ugly and has mitten hands.
So can I use common lore? Actually, I guess common lore underworld. I'm from this area. I should know what's up with this game.
Because I get the awareness, can I just shoot?
No, let's let our Holt friend do his thing before we start shooting.
Damn it! I just wanted to unload the Inferno pistol into one of the mutants and be like, "Oh god, it's a
You're
mutant."
probably still gonna get to do that. Let Holt do his stuff.
Fine.
All right. So what exactly do you want to do, Flex?
I have common lore underworld if you want that, but I'm from this area. I should know what's up with these mutants. Like everyone else seemed to leave, so obviously it's a known thing.
You know that a lot of the mutants on the station tend to make a living, kind of doing a lot of the less desirable manual labor jobs and things like that, and that they constantly tend to get either press ganged or just duped into helping out gangers when they need some extra muscle, since a lot of the mutants on the station tend to kind of develop more brutish features.
Don't know what gang this is.
Right now they don't seem to really have any sort of identifying marks, but if you want, you can try to roll for it, either or Cronus or Underworld, whichever you prefer.
That is 2 degrees of success on common lore underworld.
Okay. You can't pinpoint the exact gang, since they seem to have removed all of their kind of gang markings, almost as if they're kind of moonlighting. You do know that is a fairly common thing, that a lot of the movers and shakers on Footfall will kind of hire out gangs, individual gang members to do things that maybe not necessarily their bosses would like. So they tend to kind of go incognito and remove all their identifying markers of their individual gangs to sort of avoid the news getting back to their bosses that they did some moonlight work without cutting in the gang. So you get the feeling that this group is kind of freelancing for somebody.
Does one person seem to be leading the group?
I'm gonna say this guy seems to be sort of taking the initiative as he kind of looks over at you guys and says, "You the Aberglow crew?"
Aberglass.
Close enough. Get them, boys.
All right, how do we actually roll for it?
Can I actually just, as I say Aberglass, shoot one of them?
No, we were ambushed, dude.
Someone was gonna say something though.
I was gonna say no.
Okay. Fine, we'll murder them the old-fashioned way.
I forgot. How do you roll initiative? I can never remember this.
It's a D10 plus your agility bonus.
Okay. I can never remember initiative in this game. It's weird.
Don't worry, we are all used to it.
Really disappointed I didn't do the option of walking up and trying to resolve this, because that 15 would have let me quick fire that fucker with an Inferno pistol.
Wait, are we both gonna Inferno pistol some motherfucker?
I'm gonna be the last one on
Look,
this.
so we're just both
Nope. You got a
No,
4.
Actually, I'm gonna go with my plasma pistol.
Your mod is 4. Mine's 3.
Okay, 5.4. There we go.
Hey, at least we're not dealing with Eldar with their +8s. What's that? The Eldar rolled a 2 and still
You
goes
also
first.
keep in mind I'm also at half health right now.
Yeah. So,
So
Open fire
me
with
going
your
near the
eye.
last is probably a bad thing.
open
have to
fire
eat
with
that,
your
you-
goddamn fucking eye.
So here's a question before we even get started. We have kind of just been assuming my eye is a cone in front of me. How big of an arc do I get with that? What are you going to rule it as?
Does it not say?
No, it does not say. It just says all those who see it in front of you.
So it's a
I mean-
180-degree arc then.
Pretty much, yeah. And anyone who sees it. So
So you just melt a group of people.
I've kind of been trying to keep it at a kind of a 15, 30-degree arc, but then I read it earlier today and realized that's not it. It's like it's essentially in front of me everything.
all right. So Hulk gets to go first.
Let's go into 1 second. Maybe I should pull up my full character sheet.
And let me actually change the book over to the combat chapter.
I don't like how you're measuring a line to me.
I mean, you're the captain, and the contract is probably just for you.
Uh,
Hulk's going to make his way over here. Take aim and fire off an Inferno pistol shot at the big cave troll.
Okay, we're gonna attack the super mutant.
Hey, that's where I hid last time.
Nope, missed.
dang it, Halt.
Now, I don't want to say this because it's probably going to mean I get hit by you. But if you miss and you're shooting around allies, what happens?
Nothing.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
Only
Alright,
3.5. Okay. Well, I can semi-auto these two. Which is what I'm going to do. Because they need to die. And first shot. Hits. And second shot on the So first shot's on the right guy, second shot's on the left guy.
All right.
Both hit. Both do.
Yeah,
You don't have the damage rolled yet.
First guy takes 16 with 6 armor pen.
Okay. Well, he's just dead.
And second guy takes only 9. Oh wait, I rolled the 10. It didn't explode the 10 though. So I need to re-roll. Wait, no, it's the tearing stuff. Yeah, it's gotta get used to that.
So it's just gonna be straight 9.
Just straight 9 because it's 6 armor pen.
All right. He's not doing well.
Go over here.
No matter where you hit with that armor pen.
Yeah.
With that armor pen on these guys, it's just like, fuck it, that's just straight damage.
Oh yeah. They're just all staring at Aberclaws like.
The fuck. All right, so that's the brute. What's his move?
Go after the navigator. Navigators are known to be dangerous.
I really hope he doesn't, because then he's going to block my sight for some of them.
But then you can melt his brains.
So I don't remember what this thing does with diagonal movement. Does that count as 2?
I don't think so. I never read
I don't
anything.
remember.
I'm gonna say this. So he can come up here, and he's gonna take his big, heavy, improvised club, and he's gonna swing.
It doesn't do anything special as diagonal movement because this is all running off of like Warhammer mini rules. So it's just measuring normally wherever the distance is from the creator. It's not even meant to be doing square.
Yeah, so it's literally inches.
No, it's meters or millimeters because you're.
He misses.
All right, swings his big club and misses.
Who is he aiming at?
He was aiming at you, Gary.
Okay.
I want to eat the meat one that's made of metal.
As it's been mentioned before, I can't do the eye flash and move. So I am going to unfortunately have to avert my gaze away from this one, because if I try to get him in it, I'll hit.
I like how your thought isn't to kill the 4 guys behind you, but aim for the one singular guy up here.
Well, no, I was gonna tilt my aim and aim for this one, this one, this one, and get those 3. But now that you mentioned that they've cleared out the back, I can just look. Am I close enough? Am I within 15 meters?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm just gonna turn around and just smile and then try to blast them with my eye.
Okay.
So it's definitely hitting me, right?
I don't think it should. If I tilt my head enough. Right?
I'm concerned about me also being the range of fire.
What's your ruling, Sovik?
Hang on a me. It's on the line.
If it's a 180-degree arc, you can definitely get
No, I want
all
to
of them
measure.
without getting all of us.
Measure. Thank you. So if it's 180 degrees, say it starts here.
I don't know if
Then
it's
you would
180.
hit
It's just
Kiri.
what I look at.
I mean, I guess you could aim it kind of like in this kind of arc.
Okay. It's not clear. That's the problem.
Yeah. I feel
And-
like it's very situational on what isn't being hit.
Yeah, and I read one dumbass ruling that everyone disagreed with, where one DM apparently hated navigators so much he said the skull doesn't block the gaze, and I just sat there and was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, no,
Honestly, knowing 40K, there's probably some lore thing where
No, there wasn't actually. Everyone went over it. He was just a dumbass. So I'll go for those 4. Let's do this. It is a willpower. So I do that with a plus 30 now. Which means unless I roll a 90, or an 80 or a 90, this should definitely work. Oh, Lord,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
they're melting.
I think we have like. Yeah, I think it's basically what happens is they just disintegrate.
So, they all 4 of them have to roll not only to see if they survive it. No, it just does damage. They need to they need to roll a -20 toughness test to see if they just die or take damage.
Okay.
Negative
Well,
20?
they have 20 toughness, so
Yes, it's a -20 toughness.
so they have to roll a 0.
I'm seeing a -10 here, bud.
It said
And
okay,
it's for creatures that possess an intelligence of 20 or more. So
They
you're not
do
done with
possess
being
an
able to-
intelligence of 20.
all right. Do your test. -10 test. Maybe one of them will survive and roll a I don't know.
Scream, oh god, please don't murder me,
Okay.
senpai.
Top left is fucked.
He's just dead. Just flat out. I don't roll damage.
Wait, is you ready to do this? I'm just clicking it constantly.
Where is there it is. Rule book. Navigator powers. Where are you?
Okay, bottom right.
Is the
Gotta be
only
the.
one.
Oop. Hope if I clicked on the right thing.
One more.
-10 and submit. All right.
Ace definitely fails.
And now we roll damage.
2d10. No, if did everyone fail?
They all failed.
They're just dead. I don't roll damage. They just flat die.
No.
So if they save, then that's when you roll damage.
Yeah, if they save, then I roll damage.
Okay,
If
that
they
makes
fail,
more
they
sense.
just flat die now. That's the master level of this power. That is why I have invested everything into it so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kiri.
Okay, to try and protect our navigator. Actually,
I have
that's higher
taken one
toughness.
fatigue point now.
I move up 1 square, and I attack this troll thing with my power axe.
Go, power,
mods?
Axe Ranger. Mighty Morphin.
I mean, that's up to you. What are your bonuses for melee?
I was asking like if he had that 10 thing going or not.
Can I
It's
give
not
that?
his turn? No, not on someone else's turn.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even think I know. I don't even know what you're talking about as abilities go. I'm going to be honest. Like, I legitimately do not know what you guys are referring to this 10 ability.
No, don't you have like a thing where you can give like a plus 10?
It's something a rogue trader can do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
just
normally
never-
for skill checks and that sort of
Oh,
thing.
skill
It's
checks
a free
only.
action once per round. You can
Yeah.
grant an ally that can see the plus 10 to anyone test.
Now, to be fair, it is a good power axe, so you do get a +5 to it.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's
You
still
missed.
where you failed. And,
Okay.
question, re-rolling.
As
I'm
a
spending-
tech priest, do you have any like weapons loaded in on you that automatically fire when you do something?
I
or-
do not have the mecha chondrites though.
Okay, never mind.
Now re-rolling. That's just costing us a fate point, right?
Yes.
All right, where's my fate?
Just for the record, because that's what I've been doing. Fate points regain every session, right?
Yes.
All
The
right.
only thing that doesn't regain automatically is burning them. Burning them, you have to earn them back.
Then
Okay.
I will just spend it to re-roll to my attack.
That means I only
Nope.
have 2 fates. Okay.
All right.
You failed worse this time. Fate does not want you hitting this man.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay. 2 hired guns are gonna go ahead and
Next level up weapon skill.
try and shoot Abergloss with their shotguns.
Oh no.
That's a miss.
Come on, man. Have some dignity with your shooting. I mean, really? I think you're trying to hit Holt behind me.
They're both misses. Now, they're both scatter weapons. I don't know if that does anything on a miss. I think that only does anything on a hit, right?
I'll check. While you go do the blubber man's turn. I think scatter just.
If fired at a foe with point blank range, each 2 degrees of success, the fire scores an additional hit.
Okay.
At longer ranges, this spread of small projectiles reduces its effectiveness. All armor points are doubled against hits from scatter weapons at longer extreme range.
Which would be really bad against Holt with his 6 armor. Really?
So, fused hand mutant sees kind of what's going on here, and he's going to come up and try and help his buddy here beat up the metal man.
Come on, pastry cake, help your buddy.
Come at me, bro, in 40
You have your
mod
odd
modem.
rolls ready?
Okay, so I guess
They're not doing so good, are they?
nope.
The orcs did a lot better.
Well,
I
these
think
guys aren't orcs.
I think it's because this guy's brain is too cold. Hey, look at all those holes.
All right. Flux, for the record, what does fatigue do to my character? Nothing at 1, right?
Any type of fatigue, you suffer a -10 to all tests.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Holt's gonna take a shot at. He's gonna aim and then take a shot at that man. He's gonna shout out, "Leave the leader alive!"
Which one's the leader? They both look like fucking
This
monsters.
one's the leader.
Oh, the one that I've already done 9 damage to?
Yes, leave him alive. Don't hit him again.
Well, what do you mean is hit him again, but go for non-lethal?
That's not a thing in here.
Yeah, yes it is.
Okay,
If you reduce a guy to 0 and you're intending to kill him, you just roll for a critical injury.
Okay. All right.
Nope, I missed.
And if you're not trying to kill, then the injury can't be a kill. Instead, you just re-roll till it's not a kill.
Aberglass.
I don't think that's a thing.
It's not a thing.
So I want to make okay, so
Just shoot this one, dude.
no, I'm gonna shoot Blubber.
I think that's Blubber Man.
What do I have against Blubber Man?
Confused hands. His life is shit enough as it is.
Everglass is going to unload on Blubber. He's just gonna start walking this way. Here. Yeah, here. He's gonna shoot at Blubber Man. Hey, tons of fun.
What?
I want you to miss. I want you to miss so bad. Damn.
And it's semi-auto, which means that poor Blubber is not going to have a good day. Tons of fun. Wonders there. Let's see.
Poor man isn't even wearing armor. They're both just wearing rags.
Okay, so he takes this 7, and then he takes 9. I rolled garbage with the damage.
Well, he's dead. Just kind of perforate poor Blubber Man with holes.
Does he not have like a natural toughness or something?
No.
A bloody creature? Okay.
No.
That's weird.
The only thing his mutation does is make him have really shit weapon and ballistic rolls.
And now he's got 2 scorching holes in
Yeah,
him.
his only actual mechanical mutation is the fused hands, and all the fused hand does is just make his hands shit.
That's dumb.
Okay.
I mean, he still took 16 damage even before toughness stuff.
Mutant Brute. Fucking books it.
Probably a no in this game. Is there attack of opportunity or no?
No.
No.
Don't worry, Kiri, I'll get him. Peppercross just fires off more shots. No, you don't! You don't run from me! I say when you leave.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just booking it down the hall. Like, I don't. He's just screaming, "I don't get paid enough for this."
Okay. So I was only told to leave the leader alive, and one of them's fleeing. I'm gonna use half an action to aim, which gives me a +10. My gun gives me a natural +10, And my red dot laser gives me a +10.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a red dot.
So
This has got a red dot.
this
straight
would
on.
have been a +40, but because I have -10 for fatigue, it's now just a +30.
Okay.
So this gun does extra damage based on how many degrees of success. It just did max damage. So if I'm not, let me give me a second. I need to redo what it does, and it's going to do 13 energy damage. I rolled really shit, but still did 13 energy on the fleeing brute. With penetration, I believe is 2. No, yeah.
All right. You gunned the poor sucker down.
You shot him in the butt.
And I would move up to cross the leader, but I can't do that because I used my half action to aim. All right, that's my turn.
All right, Kiri.
Let's see.
Come on.
So I'm gonna half walk up to here. Let me actually get the right one. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to take aim at this guy. The laser pistol you gave me, were there any mods on it, or is it just a straight up laser?
It was a compact laser pistol.
Okay.
Whatever the rules are for that.
Last pistol.
Last
Pew,
pistol.
pew. Zybergloss is just wasting poor bastards with plasma, leaving scorching holes.
Alrighty, so
behind.
he's hit. He will take 6 damage. There's 0 armor pen.
Okay. Just a second. Let me see where that actually. That guy does wear armor.
The only thing it has is reliable, which doesn't help you when it comes to shooting or anything. It's just if it jams, it doesn't jam.
So, it's actually only 5 damage. Because you reduce the damage by 1 because it's compact.
Yep. So it's
okay,
5
so
damage.
reduced 1. Okay.
Yeah, the modifications to make it smaller. Yeah.
Alright, so get rid of the +1 then. Alright.
Yeah.
So instead of being +2, it's +1.
And it only has a range of about
30
50
meters.
Yeah, 50.
So you-
No, 50.
15.
Rolled a 41, reverse it. That's 14. You hit him in the right arm. His right arm is armored. So, okay. Okay. The hired guns are gonna try and shoot again. This guy is gonna try and shoot Kiri.
Hopefully, because they're going to try and shoot their way out, because they just saw what happens if you try to run.
All right.
Got what's your armor?
My armor's 5.
And he got another hit because it's scatter.
Yep.
Oh,
Roll
this is
damage
good.
again.
This is gonna
And
hurt.
those are both body shots, so that's gonna be reduced by
Yeah, so he's taking
Armor and
Kiri's
toughness.
taken 5 so far. Roll damage again.
Toughness is 3.
No, Kiri also you don't forget you subtract toughness as well.
+4.
So that'd
So
be
Kiri
8.
took 2. And then Kiri from the second shot's going to take. Go on, Kiri. Don't die. Kiri took 2 and 1.
So I took 3 damage. And
Seems weird that you deduct your toughness as well. But hey, that's the rules.
Okay, so that's basically reduced wounds.
Yeah,
Yes.
your wounds go down. That's why orcs are so annoying, because they don't have good armor, but they have really good toughness, so you need high modifiers to your damage roll.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings me down to 9 wounds.
That's why I was so needed for that fight, because my plasma pistol hits like a truck.
All right.
Oh, hang on, I forgot the second guy. Second guy's gonna roll, try and hit Albert. No, he's gonna try and hit Holt.
So he's not going to try to hit the guy that shot him?
How? Holt's behind all the cover.
Go ahead and make your shot.
Yeah, do it.
You have no idea how many protections are in place to prevent this from happening, you stupid ganger.
I know, that's like what, like a -10 shot right now, or -20?
Well, no. I'm not. Well, no. Cover only applies an armor bonus.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
he's in short range.
Yeah,
Red. Probably. So that's another shot.
He rolled a 1. Oh, yeah, that's...
And yeah, those are both body shots.
So what type of cover would you say I had? Armor, flakboard, cogitator, rockcrete, thin metal, sandbags. Okay, so that's another AP of 4. So that's an AP of 7 for me. So, and then I add my toughness. Actually, so can you do a 1d2?
A 1d2.
I'm just flipping a coin. 1. Okay. How much damage did he do?
All together?
12. I think that's enough. Hey, buddies. The Rosarius on Holt's neck glows. I need everyone to make a toughness check as a flashbang goes off from my force field.
Fuck you for talking about me not getting a force field.
Toughness, you said?
Yep.
Just straight?
Yeah, the guy who shot you failed.
You
Everglass
blinded
is,
everyone.
Oh, I can reroll
The
that.
other guy made it. He was ready. He had his blue blockers up.
Everglass is like, what?
Everglass and the Mark leader on the same page immediately just flip on the blue blocker.
Can I re-roll?
If you want to burn it, I'm not. I mean, if you want to use it,
If you want to use it, yeah.
I'm not going to.
You know what? I'll keep the 3 I have, so no re-rolling.
Expect to use 3 in the next hour.
Good point. Re-roll time. Bring that down to 2. And
That's the point I got. When it gets to be a certain point in the night, there's no reason to kind of keep them like in reserve anymore if you just get them back.
So like if you want to roll a 1d5 to determine how long everyone's blinded for. Five rounds of blinds.
It's like seeing Holt naked in the shower.
A photon flash goes off.
How do you have a force field?
It was part of my acquisition.
Yeah, he acquisition of Rosarius.
A conversion field, force field.
You already got it?
All right.
No, it was part of my initial acquisition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the gunner's turn. So it's gonna be Holt's turn. As everyone's
blinded.
currently flashbang. Everyone except for the guy over here.
Okay. It's gonna walk up.
The weird thing is, once I get those eye implants, I'm going to be immune to that, but I don't have them yet.
And then I'm going to take a Inferno pistol shot at the man who shot at me. That's very close range, so wait a second to find out how much.
Point blank range is a +10 for most pistols.
His combat circumstances. Oh, I'm already in combat circumstances. 1 second.
Oh, but your Rosarius causes a flashbang effect anytime he gets hit?
If it does 12 more damage.
I need to get a Rosarius for Everglass as well.
No.
Point blank range is plus 30.
I mean, actually, yes, it's a super useful item.
Motherfucker.
Reroll?
Yeah, fuck it, I'm rerolling that. I ain't jamming.
You ain't just aiming up in the sky and going bam.
Did you barely make it?
Yeah, I barely made it.
All right.
So that is a point blank. Oh, I forgot. I can actually roll that one. Whatever. Um, 19 damage, pen 13.
Whoa, he's fucked. That man is dead as dead can be.
And before you do anything, Diplo, remember we said leaving him alive.
Bearing in mind, he is not flashbanged right now.
Yeah.
So
What
then,
does
this is where you
blinded do?
if not obvious.
What page in the book is status effects?
Can I just say this is where you surrender to the guy and then level the
260.
plasma pistol at him?
260, okay.
He automatically fails all ballistic skills and has a negative 32 weapon skills.
He does not seem like he wants to surrender.
If you do, I promise not to remove any limbs.
He still doesn't seem like he wants to surrender.
Can I at least roll an intimidate?
You can.
Yay! I'm scary. I'm better at being scary than I am at lying to people. Why is... Wow. Okay, that's actually funny. Okay. Because intimidate's based on strength, I don't get to apply my adequate bonus.
You fail.
It's hard to tell if Evergloss is actually being earnest about the limb removal.
Okay. You have failed to intimidate him at this time. Is there anything else you're able or wanting to do?
I'll just stay where I am and have the plasma pistol ready to take out a limb if he tries to run.
Okay.
You know, keeping it level on him so I get aim action.
The attack?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna move right here, and
As the navigator grabs the dead man, you're coming with us. the blind navigator, I've got you now. We'll take you back.
all I am doing is essentially walking up and putting my pistol in the direction I think he is from my recollection, and that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay, so you're aiming somewhere behind him.
I am aiming where I think he is, which means I am aiming in that direction. Just because I'm blinded doesn't mean I lost where I saw him last.
It means you automatically fail all ballistic skills, so.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't know that, though.
I think he would.
I think he can assume a blind man will not be able to hit him.
He doesn't know I'm blinded. I am not acting like I'm blinded.
You're just stoically taking the fucking flashbang to the face, just like I shall not waver.
Yeah, I shall not
That's
waver.
gonna be that's actually gonna be a will save if you're gonna do that.
Okay.
That was a will save to not be like, oh my god, my fucking eyes.
I succeed.
Okay. It hurts like a motherfucker, but you're just barely containing your desire to just grab your eyes and scream.
Yeah, no, and I walk up, I put my gun right where I think he is, and I just aim it and wait, and that's my turn.
All right, Kiri.
At this point, if you were looking at Matthias' face, you'll notice that the green eyes representing his eyes are all, so there's no lights. So he's just gonna move. 1, 2, 3, and then just aim the pistol within let me actually get the right tool. Just aim his pistol within this general
area. You guys don't even know this guy's dead yet.
Matthias does the same thing, but he puts his pistol up to Aberglass. Well, now what?
Okay.
He walks around, Everglass puts them in last.
Got you now, Ganger.
Okay. Ganger's gonna need to make a willpower save now.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't know he was dead.
He's got two blind men pointing at him.
Yeah.
He fails.
Okay, he fails the test and he tries to run. Anyone gonna do anything to stop him?
Can
I-
I?
Holt's the only one that should succeed on a weapon skill test.
Aberglass can too.
I'll
He's
take
not
a shot
blind.
at him.
No, you're blinded.
I made the check.
No, he
He's-
made the check.
Okay, you can.
Neo,
Yeah, I'll take a shot at him.
Okay.
I wanted
Actually,
to try and clip
no,
him
Aberglass is
away.
just gonna take off, or Holt's just gonna take off after him.
Well, Aberglass already said he was going to shoot him if he tried to run. So
Can I just blast off one of his legs? I just want to take out a leg, is what I'm saying.
We all make a called shot for it.
There's no option for non-lethal. It's not a thing.
If I blow off a limb, he will live.
No, he won't. Have you seen the crit roll checks? He's going to get fucked up.
He will live. I am going to take out a leg.
For a few seconds.
Okay, I what are the called shot rules? Let's
it's
see.
a negative 20.
Negative 20, and I was aiming, so it's a 10.
Called shot is a full action. You can't aim and do a called shot.
Okay, so it's just negative 20. Okay.
God, fucking okay.
I want his left leg.
So he doesn't get up there, is what we're saying.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
It gets to about there, and you blow his leg and clean off.
Now, for actual crit rules,
That was energy, right?
yes.
So, how much over damage is there? So,
So he did 7 damage. He had 4 health and 2 toughness.
So 1 over.
One over damage. Yeah.
no, he's good. He just has 1 level fatigue. He can keep going.
Yeah, no,
And also-
he can't run, but he's alive.
No, he still has the leg. He just he's gasping for air. He can keep going.
Hang on, I'm gonna.
Don't I roll a d5 or something?
Nope.
Yeah, he's just limping his way down that hallway.
At full speed, I think that would half his speed minimum.
Halt! Get him.
Do you need to make a check so to chase down a winded man by 50
Who's
agility?
limping?
Oh, winded, limping man.
No, you don't need to make a check for that.
Okay, I'm gonna grab him and take him back to our group.
Can we say by the time he gets back, we're no longer blinded?
He's just kicking and screaming like, "Nah, just let me go." No.
I want to point out that until you do like 7 over damage, you actually don't kill people. That's why.
Yeah, no. Most of these guys are actually just kind of sitting around, bleeding out but alive. Some of them aren't so lucky.
The 4 down there are just dead.
Yeah, no, those 4 are completely.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, Aberglass goes over. Is Blubber still alive?
Blubber's hanging in there. He's
I stab him with the power
"Welcome to
sword.
my family.
My blubber kids.
15 damage.
I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna point the
To the
pistol
head.
at him and go, "You either are crawling over here, or I'm gonna put a round in you."
I also want to point out, because I looked up the rules for what would happen to this guy, bits of his body flew everywhere.
Yeah.
If he had any ammo, it exploded, dealing damage to everyone within range of him.
Yeah. No.
You need to start doing the critical effect thing.
What does
Yeah.
the brute say?
No, the brute was just here for a paycheck. He's more than happy to listen to you.
So he crawls back over to where his now
It's not.
quote
It's not.
unquote
It's not
leader
dead,
is.
He now comes over and is like, "You killed my brother."
Yes, Aberglass has the sword embedded in the man's head, and the body's catching fire too.
Captain, leave some of them alive.
I am. We have the one I shot in the leg. And this one, he points to the one next to him.
Yeah,
I was wrong. He's charred them both.
right.
This guy's dead.
Yeah,
But
no.
this guy's alive.
Okay, so if you want to get any information out of any of these guys, you're gonna have to make an interrogation check.
Do we get pluses for the fact that we literally murdered everyone else?
It's untrained. So unless you have it trained, we automatically all fail.
In interrogation or
Interrogation's not a interrogation's not a standard.
It's an advanced skill.
It's one of the advanced skills that you only get if you get it with your class.
oh yeah, I just realized the guy that I was sitting next to. Ooh.
Yeah, no, this only accounts for a straight interrogation check. I'm gonna say that if intimidate can be used as well.
Do we get bonuses because of?
Depends on what you're doing to intimidate him.
Well, I'm going to talk.
I'm going to factor in everything that's already happened, and any additional things you do to threaten or cajole him as part of the intimidation.
Well, I just made him crawl back to the group. He saw what I did with the eye. I have my gun out. I'm going to say, you can talk, or you can talk to the eye.
You're
and his brother just got his head chopped off by the man.
You're interrogating the mutant. Okay. Roll out a plus 30.
Okay. And no reroll. It's late. Fuck that. That's a 60-40 split right there. Fuck you. Probably still gonna fail.
Can you reroll a reroll?
No.
No.
As far as I
You
know.
can only reroll once. With I succeed.
He kind of cries. He's like, they just hired us for muscle. They didn't tell us nothing. I'm just a dock worker.
Who hired you?
That guy. He points to the guy whose leg you shot.
Yeah, I had front of pistols at the back of his head.
Why'd you kill my brother?
He tried to kill our friend. But be happy you're alive. And I throw him a couple of coin for a funeral for his brother. I literally do that. I throw him some coin for a funeral for his brother. And then I kind of just walk away.
It's become Neotech's thing to throw money at the poor and dying.
Cake and throwing money at the poor.
Truly, this is a growth trader crew.
Yep.
It is. It's like, hey, this was good combat. I'm hurt. Sorry I killed your brother, but fuck you. Here's some money to bury him, and then I walk away.
I'll send flowers to the funeral.
Yeah, no, it's all mafia-like. I'll send you flowers.
Take care of your widow. Don't worry about it.
All right,
Okay,
Holt.
so you got the leader guy.
He's got his gun to the back of his head. What does Holt get?
Oh, I didn't intimidate skill. Holt's not an intimidating person.
Okay.
He just has his gun.
It will add to any intimidation.
He has his gun to the back of the man's head
Alright,
in case his interrogation fails.
All right, Captain. Well, Diplo, do you have better than a 32?
In what, intimidation?
Yes.
I have a 45.
All right. Then you're the one that should be asking the leader.
Wait, no, etiquette, so I actually have 55. Tell me everything you know!
How do you have a 55 in Intimidate?
Etiquette, plus 10 to all interaction skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna Batman this dude?
Tell me!
And I'm gonna give him the same. While he has the gun, I'm gonna give him the same ultimatum I gave the other one. You either can talk to us, or you can talk to the eye.
Let's see, 2.1 degrees of success.
Well, I mean, is that with the bonuses?
I'm sorry, etiquette is a plus 10 with high authority in formal situations. Your noble barrack does not give you a bonus for gangers, dude.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. So, what bonuses does he get for us?
I mean, that would still be at 1.1.
Yeah. Yes.
For bonuses, he'd get he'd also get a plus 30.
So that's 4.1 degrees of success.
Cool. 4.1 degrees of success. Let me consult this handy-dandy table of interrogation. You have learned 5 things. you have learned that an auction is to take place tonight at the Obsidian Emporial.
Why did they tell us that?
Well, I mean, now you learned it's tonight and not like, tomorrow or something.
Why would they know?
What shitty person gave gangers this kind of information?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Just
What
tell them
the
to kill this man, and that's it. They don't need
Yeah, no.
background information.
It gets better.
fuck
The next-
wrote this module?
That was the standard success reward, by the way. For degree 1, you learned many powerful figures are to attend.
We already knew that.
Okay.
For degree 2, you learned one of those figures is trying to keep his rivals at bay.
Yeah.
So
that's basic.
basically, what I suggested, Averglass suggested of murdering people.
And
We
for
already knew all this.
For degree 3, you learned that
Do
that
we at least
figure.
learn its fucking name?
Yes, you learned that with degree 3. That figure is Korakin Feckward. He has made a deal with the narco gangs to attempt to kill some of his rivals. And for degree 4, you learn that as well as being a rogue trader, he is a notorious slaver.
Where is he?
That's the auction happening tonight.
We got to go to this auction, guys.
What was his name?
His name is Korakin Feckward.
Could you please type
Then
that in
down
the
as
chat?
Feckward.
Korakin Feckward.
All right, I'm gonna take 10 minutes. You're gonna see me sit down. I'm gonna center myself,
Future.
and I'm gonna get rid of my fucking fatigue because I have the
As-
meditation feat,
as
and then
the
I'm
nav-
ready to go.
As the navigator starts to center himself, I pull my Inferno pistol in the back of the man's head.
All right.
Oh, speaking of which, do we need this last one over here?
It shouldn't matter.
Okay.
Let the ones who live tell the others not to mess with us.
Okay,
Mutant,
so
are you going to tell the others not to mess with Averglass?
Literally, as I say that, you shoot the leader in the head, don't you?
I do, but since I'm insisting on us using critical damage as an energy critical effect to his head, his brain explodes, tearing apart his skull, sending flaming chunks of meat flying at those nearby. And his body catches fire, and he runs headless 2d10 meters in a random direction.
I don't think he's running. His leg's broken still.
Oh my god.
So go on, so make the scatter roll.
I'm doing that.
Telling you, we need to do critical effects because it's most
He's rolling
fun.
11.
It's not. That's no.
Oh, that's how many meters you
That's
roll.
11 meters. Roll a 1d100 or a d10.
Which direction does he go? Which direction does he go? Does he run back?
This way. Zoom.
Over the court, let him trip over the pieces of his of the other one, please.
Best thing is if you had rolled a 4, he would have run straight into the navigator. You needed to make an agility check to not catch fire.
Giving him a hug.
Fuck you.
Headless hug.
Right.
We need to do the critical effects because that's where fun shit like, hey, these guys are all standing in a group and we killed one and his ammunition exploded, killing everyone else.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
use the chain.
I need to read that section for one of these.
Don't worry, I'm
Okay.
gonna use the chain axe on the guy that's dead over here.
And it also
No,
adds like
it's
3
again,
hit points on everyone.
the navigator already told you leave the rest
I
alive.
know, I left him alive. I'm just
Let him-
saying I wanted to use a chain axe on his face.
Too bad. It's gonna kill him.
Technically, actually, the lowest damage it could be is
It's still going to kill him. Stop. You don't need to be that grimdark.
fine. We won't be grim dark. We'll be happy dark.
Holt's gonna walk over to the man, pick him up, give him a small patch of coin. You want the instigator. Leave here. Tell your crew to never interfere with the Glacio crew again.
Okay.
The other one's still crying over his fucking brother,
Yep.
but I've already given him coin.
Yep.
I
Okay.
throw him a las pistol. I just throw it at his head.
Why?
There, you have a gun.
They're expendable.
I already had a gun.
Yes, they were shooting us with shotguns.
Okay, I throw him the shotgun. Are you happy?
He already had a shotgun. You never disarmed him.
There's no reason.
The mutant didn't have a shotgun.
All right, we didn't have shotguns before. What were the shotguns again?
There were just shotguns that they were using.
We don't need to pick these up. It's
Okay.
assumed if we want a pump action shotgun, if we want
It's in the armory.
base ass ballistic shit, we can find it.
Yeah, never mind. Then we don't take up their stuff.
It's like we can get a musket. We got it. We can find it.
Well, I get up. So I see you've killed some more. Well, are we heading out?
Yes.
A bit more information about the obsidian thing. Can I try again to know where it is?
Yeah, enough time's passed.
Actually, spend a fate point to automatically succeed in that lore check.
Okay. Then you know where it is. You can guide the others. You know
Okay.
it to be in a relatively secluded area. Actually, you know what? Hang on. I want to see something.
I would suggest we return the ship first to our living quarters first, and actually outfit ourselves for battle if need be.
That would be a good idea.
I also suggest we see if Orbis has made any progress, considering
That's
the
not his
auction
name.
is. Orbis?
Nope, not his name. Try again.
What was it then?
Nope.
What
Oberus.
was it?
I have no
Oberus.
interest in your lack of interest in the lower class. Tell me his name.
His name is Oberus. Stop with this, Holt. It's not the time.
Oh, that was fuck you. I was saying what was his name out of character?
If you throw some coins at him, maybe he'll tell you his name.
Orberus.
Oberist, man. Get it right.
Okay, again, out of character. I'm not engaging in that bullshit.
Really? Because I think it's a fun lane for your character that he just does not give a shit
He
about the
doesn't
lower
learn
class.
anyone's names.
More fucking hoity-toity than the goddamn road trader.
Oh, man, I can't find a picture of this dude.
I don't know what you're talking about. Abergloss is not hoity-toity at all.
The auction was an invitation only. We should see.
No, the
it.
auction. The
No.
auction was not. The auction was to get the invitations. The auction.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're auctioning off the 10 invitations to the telling.
All right. Well, then we need to head out.
I say we go back to and get our guns.
You don't have all your weapons on you?
my bolter.
Oh, right. You don't all use
So,
pistols.
do I know if Holt is our medic or not?
You can ask Holt.
Does any of you
Show
have
some
the-
common fucking decency.
do any of you have the ability to heal if we're going into a combat setting? I'd rather not go in there at half health.
I do, but you're rather fucked up. I don't think. I mean, let me do a quick check for Medicaid. I don't think it works as well as you are hoping for.
Yeah.
Here.
It's more like it assists with your bed rest.
Oh shit. Well, that's gonna suck.
I also don't have that specific utility mechondrite thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you can't.
I have Medicaid, but I can't heal wounds. I can make it so you're. Oh, actually, no. You're lightly damaged. Okay, so
You know, I'm half health, but I'm still lightly damaged.
Sure, you do a Medicaid check because you're lightly damaged. I can help. I don't know why I try to press these buttons. They don't do shit.
I know, right?
Which buttons? The ones on the character sheet?
I think didn't we get the med kits? Which I
Yes, you
feel
did.
about that. I think that's enough with the med kits. Then, give me a second. Yes, that's enough. So you heal four wounds.
Okay.
That's all I can do without bed rest. You'll need
Fair
to rest to get rid of the rest.
Shit.
Maybe not eat waiting to deal next time.
Mm.
Need you to talk to the town, but maybe it wasn't worth it.
It got us some of the information we needed. Okay.
Okay, head back to our living quarters, get suited up, and head back out.
Yep. I also hand back the compact pistol.
You could just leave it in the ship's armory. That's where I got it before.
I leave it in the ship's armory.
All right. Question. When we head back to the ship, I want to see if, with the name I gave, if we can find out what this person looks like. One who just tried to have us killed.
Oh, I mean, I can do an underworld check for that.
Okay.
Would you like me to do an underworld check for that, Silik?
Yeah, go ahead. I was trying to see if I could find a picture of the guy that heads this auction, but I can't find it anywhere.
That's 3 degrees of success.
All right. Well, hang on a second. I gotta pull up this guy.
For the record, when it comes to rogue trading and all that, is there any type in the Warhammer? Is there any type of like honorable challenge duel or anything like that?
I mean,
Depends on the rogue trader.
yeah, it depends on the rogue trader.
It's also space nobility, so maybe. But they're also kind of space pirates, so maybe.
Because my suggestion was going to be is we go in the auction and challenge him to an honorable combat or something, and wipe the floor with him right then and there to make a statement.
Can I do common or underworld to know how that would go down?
What, trying to do a duel with this guy?
Yeah, try to do a duel in the middle of an auction. Because I can assume it probably will go down badly.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a plus 50 to that.
Yeah, I succeed barely.
Yeah, you know that would get you immediately ejected.
No, we don't cause a issue at an auction.
Okay. As for the
So what you're saying is kill him right after the auction.
Yeah, we deal with our matters outside the auction house.
Okay,
Yep.
so as you learned, that this particular character is infamous among the recidivist underworld. He's got a fortune built upon a complex web of criminal activities, and many in the underworld consider his holding of a warrant of trade to be extremely dubious in and of itself, for his lineage is highly questionable, and many consider him nothing more than a criminal overlord.
So no one would be sad to see him gone.
Yeah. He's pretty much his entire fortune is built upon the twin and equally despicable cold and slave trades.
With that information, can we take a 5-minute break? I really gotta use the restroom.
Okay. Yeah.
I was about
This
to
guy
ask
makes
for
all
the
this
same
money
thing
off of
as well.
those artifacts.
Yeah, he's probably not going to show up. He's mostly done through agents.
Yeah.
Just what I'm going to suggest. I mean, well, this shit's usually done through agents. You don't need to. The rogue traders themselves probably wouldn't show up.
What, the auction?
Yeah. People don't go to an underworld auction themselves.
And actually, in this case, they do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we now have 2 chances of winning these invitations.
You get as many chances as you bring people.
Well, no, but if our crew can win it, or his crew can win it. Either way, we're going to get the invitation.
Well, the invitations are for individuals, not for crews.
Either way, we're going to get the invitation. We'll figure it out. Just need to take his face. We're still waiting on a lot of our acquisitions, right?
Yeah. Pretty much all of them.
They're like basic shit.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, Lord. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Oh, I need to use restroom bad.
Looks like someone messaged or sent an email to one of the creators of Rogue Trader. The attack for Lidless Stare. It says either should be treated as a 180-degree arc or only as a 120-degree arc from the front. So someone standing next to it could have
Okay. So it's 120 then, is what you're telling me. All right. That's just kind of how we've been treating it anyway, so. Does it say anything else about it? Any errata to it or anything?
No.
Okay, so it's literally just it's 120 degrees. All right.
So pretty much what we already were going with. It's better than what you thought it was, and I was going to go with 180 because 180 is kind of funny.
I'm back.
Yeah, I wouldn't add all the full. What is it? I can't pronounce it. The word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Perceptual. No, not perceptual.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to let the dog out.
What's it called? You know what I'm looking? The vision that's not quite in focus.
Peripheral?
Peripheral. Yeah, I'm not against them not adding peripheral vision in for it. I'm perfectly fine with 120-degree arc.
So that helped me pretty well because I think we're going to end exactly where I was hoping we would with the end of the auction.
So, Sovik, did you hear what Flux said?
Maybe.
Apparently it's 120-degree arc.
Okay.
For Lidless Stare.
Okay, makes sense to me.
So can I make a real quick acquisition to acquire a nuke?
Yeah, I kind of.
We need to destroy this auction house.
Yeah, you just pop down to your local 7-Eleven, grab a nuke, and then walk out, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works?
Yeah. Let me do that roll. That's how I got the deadliest poison. Nope. I did not find nukes.
I think you mean atomics, okay?
No.
Atomics.
That's what it's fucking called. I looked it up.
I'm going to roll to find a Necron Tomb world and put it under this world so we can actually just destroy the whole place. I did not find that either.
did not correctly buy a Necron Tomb.
Oh.
I don't need the full world. I just need a tomb, and then I'll start peeing on it, and we'll get this.
And then the Necrons wake up, and they're like, what
Yeah,
the fuck are you
then
doing?
we're good. Set up a
You
weird...
put it down there. You just didn't quickly, as soon as it's in place, unzip your pants.
Set up a very elaborate Rube Goldberg machine to drop piss on the tomb, and exactly as we leave the planet.
Don't even do that. All you...
moon expanding from the thrusters powering
I mean,
up
if this planet has taught us anything, all you have to do is throw enough money at the peasantry, and they'll do anything. So
You gotta be careful. The job of the Hut Gang wants actual important information about the job they're doing. As we saw from their weird freak of nature that can't even wipe his own ass, they're a highly sought after gang apparently. I'm sorry, did you see our freak? You need to tell us your name before we do business with you.
like when the dude hired him, was he like plastered or something? And he's like, I got a funny idea.
Like, if this was like an elite task force, I'd maybe get it. These guys had one dude whose job was probably just to crush a person under his bulk.
I want to point out that their inventory consists of. Hang on, let me pull it up because it's stupid.
One literally had a rebar club from Fallout. These were the best equipped men.
Yeah, no, one of them was one of the two mutants were literally just day laborers that they hired because they were big and tough to be intimidating. That was the mutants' entire job, was to just be intimidating for the gangers. and they were just going to get paid to sit there and be like scary and wave their clubs around.
They'll make Jabba crush you.
Okay.
The worst part about that is this is a rogue trader town. Even the dock workers should know. Wait, you're trying to get us to go intimidate a rogue trader?
These aren't the ones with the stupid inventory. Okay, there is one enemy that comes up later that has like a stupid inventory.
What did they have on them, for the record, just in case they had anything interesting?
Their armor was just flak coats, which covered their body and arms, so they were literally just wearing leather jackets. They had 2 spare clips for their shotguns, knives, truncheons, and hand boxes.
In other words, nothing interesting.
Yeah.
No man-stopper rounds, no compact weapons, no flak armor, good quality flak armor. Just no, they were in shit gear with shit weapons.
If we checked, there probably were some thrones and Jabba's folds that got lost in there.
Actually, the mutants were just wearing, literally their inventory was something like rags, random detritus, and like something else that was like of completely utter like lack of worth. Like these people didn't even have proper, like the mutants didn't even have proper clothes.
Who the what? Why did they think this would work?
Like even Fat Bastard was like a renowned assassin. This dude just had no redeeming merits.
So I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Clearly, they were a deadly task force that were well equipped for this job.
I literally think the guy hired them just to get killed and stall any rogue trader. It wasn't about killing the rogue traders. It was like, no, maybe it'll last a minute.
This guy apparently hired a ton of people from different gangs, which is part of why they were all running around without their gang colors. He had this freelance force of like multiple gangers from like across the fucking place going out and going after his rivals. So yeah, it's a pretty good idea. He probably just sent people out to just suicide stall people so they couldn't make the auction in time.
So we're agreed, right? We're killing this motherfucker before we leave.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this time we have to make sure. So, yeah.
We're cutting it.
It's a matter of principle.
No, we're making a statement. We're going to cut this guy's head off and put it on a pike in the middle of town. Okay?
I think I'm going to change.
I'm going grimdark on this motherfucker.
Actually, if we want to go grimdark, then we just got to get like a refuel crew.
I think so.
Okay, we ready to get going again?
Yeah. Flux, you ready?
Yes.
Kira, you ready?
Yep.
Diplo, you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm here
Stomach,
for
you ready?
15 minutes.
Yep. All right.
We're ready. Let's go.
Okay. So you make your way to the Obsidian Emporial, which, as you've now learned, is an old and decrepit chamber used for deals and trades, as long as anyone can remember. You have little trouble finding the place. In fact, Flux kind of like stupidly remembers, like, oh yeah, look, everyone knows where this thing is. He couldn't understand why he was having so much trouble remembering where this damn thing was.
While we're traveling, I'm gonna say, damn it! You know what we should have done? We should have took the head of one of the mutants and the head of one of the gangers and brought it with us. That way, when we walked in, we could drop him at the feet of this guy.
You really don't understand how high-class underworld dealings go, do you?
I don't want to right now. I'm kind of pissed off.
Okay. Anyway.
Then leave it to me.
Okay.
All right. So you come to the entrance of the Emporium. You'll pass through the frame of a massive arched portal that seems to be carved from black stone. The doors, which appear to be made of adamantium hull plating, are open.
Wait, black stone as in
Obsidian
shit from the warp, or just obsidian?
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
Because I remember reading something about Blackstone native to the warp.
No, this isn't bits of the Blackstone Fortress.
This is not a Blackstone Fortress.
What the fuck? Why are we?
If that's the case, I think we turn around very badly.
I didn't know we could buy that on this planet.
Let's upgrade our ride.
Yeah, the doors themselves are made of adamantium hull plating. They're open. On either side of the door is a hideous mutant abomination. The two mutants are halting people as they approach the portal using their great weapons to block the path. They look to the prospective entrance over before nodding, raising their great weapons and letting them pass. they get to you guys. So what all did you guys bring for equipment again?
I brought my.
I have my Aragnotech last pistol on my shoulder and my.
Did anyone bring any kind of like heavy weaponry?
I have I have a bolter, but that's about it.
Bolter count as heavy?
No,
Technically,
they'll let you in.
Okay,
They
I
seem
also
to
have a
just be
servo
making
skull.
sure no one's bringing in like heavy ordnance and things like that.
Did they have issue with a servo skull?
No.
and my nuke.
You don't have a nuke. You didn't make the roll. Sorry, Holt.
Fine.
All right, so they allow you to pass. Once inside, you'll see that the
You
the
have a
obsidian-
biological nuke when it comes to that poison, but other than that, nothing.
The Obsidian Emporial itself is a large space with a vaulted ceiling veiled in darkness. Main source of illumination is provided by a score or so of serval skulls hovering overhead, each of which is topped with a guttering wax-dripping candle. The hall is strewn with all manner of technological junk. None of it is of any worth. Anyone want to make an evaluate test to see if there is any sort of hidden gems in this junk? It's a plus 30 test.
Plus 30?
What?
Plus 30.
Evaluate? What the fuck's evaluate? Oh, there it is.
All
right.
All right.
Okay.
One
you
second.
evaluate that the only use of this junk is
A
at the seat.
4.5 success.
Okay. The test makes it clear that the myriad of items and wrecked machinery are of no more use to anyone than to provide convenient seating, which is what the 200 or so people crowded into the Emporial are using them for. The place is crowded with a wide range of people, from beggars to resplendent free captains and their retainers. A couple hundred people in the Obsidian Emporium at the time you arrive. As you kind of take seats, another 100 or so enter over the next few minutes. Finally, the mutants kind of judge the place full. They close the door. Once they close the doors, a
Do
silence
we
settles.
see him?
You do not see
Well-
him.
Okay. When we were coming in, could I make a look to see where he is?
If you want to make a minus 20, I guess, awareness.
Okay. I'll try it. Am I getting the captain's slap or not? Diplo?
Yeah, I'll slap you on the back. Go get him, man.
Up, I don't see him. And I'm not re-rolling it.
There's just too many people. It's too dark in here.
I don't see him yet, Captain.
Okay. Once the doors fall shut, a silence settles upon the crowd. Expected faces are turned towards a decaying wooden lectern that rears 5 meters into the air. The lectern is yet unoccupied, but soon you spy a large, hunched figure shuffling across the floor towards it. When it reaches the base of the lectern, it lifts back its hood of its ragged robes. This reveals a hideous face set with all manner of sockets. Its flesh is shriveled and distended as if the underlying skull were somehow bovine in form rather than human. This, Flux would know from his knowledge of the Emporium, is the mysterious intercessor. He is the auctioneer of this place. And you learned from your friend, the Ganger, that he's going to be the one determining who earns these places at the telling.
Okay.
As you look on, a dense, writhing cluster of cables and pipes descend from the dark ceiling above. Each cable moves as if under its own volition. It's seeking out a corresponding socket in his skull, which it couples with quite obscenely. His head is now haloed with masses of pulsating tubes. He is lifted into the air to be carried by the cables to the pinnacle of the lectern, where he settles in with an animal grunt. He drags back the rabid fabric covering his arms. His limbs are made of mechanical constructs. His left arm ends in an oversized gavel, which he brings sharply down upon the lectern, thus beginning the auction.
How the fuck is this gonna work? Because you have already said wealth doesn't quite work the same way in Rogue Trader. So
Barter commerce check.
I'll tell you in a moment. Once he cracks the gavel, there's a lot of kind of noise until one guy shouts over all of it that he'll bid 10,000 thrones. The crowd goes silent. They kind of look back and forth between the guy who said it and who seems to be a merchant, and the intercessor who then slowly kind of shakes his head. And as the crowd kind of starts yelling amongst itself again, a couple of large, heavy set individuals come and kind of push their way through the crowd, grab the guy who made the bid, and just kind of force him out and throw him out the doors.
Dumbass.
So wait, the guy made.
I want to
and then
make
was
sure that
immediately
wasn't our
upgraded?
captain. By the way, I just want to give it a second look.
No, Abergloss looks at you and glares.
If you want, you can make a +0 commerce check or a -10 intelligence check to see what the determining factor was that happened there.
I would say the captain gives that to Evergloss.
Yeah.
I mean,
Captain
not
gives that to the
Evergloss.
captain?
I mean, I think
Yeah,
the captain
I
should
see it.
support Holt in this
This is
case.
This is knowledge shit. Stop.
All right.
He
sorry.
doesn't know I'm making a check in my brain.
Sorry.
He doesn't read minds.
Wait,
So,
can I read his mind?
No.
So you get the understanding of what just happened to basically be the gist of what you think is happening here is that he's been told to judge the value of the bids and determine whether or not they're going to be of value to the witches, and then based on that determine whether or not that person gets an invitation, and if you fail, you're ejected. You can also tell that since the opening bid was a considerable amount of money, that traditional wealth does not seem to be something that is being valued here today.
Degrees of success help with that.
They do not in this particular case.
I think we. So I remember. I'm gonna pipe up. Do you share this information, by the way, Flux?
Yeah, I'll let the others know. Can I do a commerce check to figure out to kind of? I guess we wait a little bit, and then can I do a commerce check to assess the level of things being actually piquing his interest? And
Actually, as a matter of fact, you can at this point, as it's early on, you can make a +20 commerce check to see kind of what the mood of the room and of the intercessor is.
okay, is that one? That's a that is 5 degrees of success.
Okay. No one seems to really be perking his interest right now. A lot of people are kind of just getting ejected left and right, as everyone just kind of keeps throwing different types of traditional wealth. Mostly, a lot of people are throwing more and more thrones at it, or offering, more traditional things like, hey, I'll give you half my store, whatever, yada yada yada.
Okay. I'm gonna pipe up. Maybe what we need is to give service, favors, things that cannot be gotten through just wealth.
Yeah. You see a lot of from what you can see, a lot of the people you recognize from the dinner party and sort of the more important people, they're all keeping their mouths shut. And you kind of get the feeling that right now, like the big bidders are kind of just waiting for all the idiots to get ejected at this point.
Yep, just currently waiting for an idiot to actually throw something at the wall that sticks, and then we know where to go.
Well,
Okay.
I think if we hear things like I will give you half my fleet of ships and stupid shit like that, right?
Not yet. You're not really hearing anything super big yet.
Just money or half my store.
Straight money stuff. Yeah.
I think wealth is not going to prevail this day. I think if what we're going to need is service.
I would ask for the permissions of my bid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we should let Holt handle this.
Okay.
Agreed.
Since I believe Flix said he's going to wait for something to kind of happen.
Yes,
About an hour.
But hold on. But first, Abergloss, what are the limitations of my bid?
Diplo?
How badly do you want this?
We just need to be in the top 10. We don't need to.
No, he's asking you ships. Wealth.
That's what I'm saying. We only need to be in the top 10.
That doesn't help.
Badly am I bartering for this?
Okay. He's trying to say, make sure we get in, but don't put any more than that. We need to be.
That doesn't help the question.
Yeah.
That means just go as far as you can, but don't put us in the.
I'm going to tell you this right now. The way this works isn't the 10 best bids get it. It's the first 10 bids to get accepted get it.
Okay,
this is
then I have
profit
no
factor. How
suggestion.
much
I have
should
no
we?
fucking
Okay, I'm gonna
idea.
explain this in a couple.
Okay, I will explain the profit factor side of things
Because this
since we
doesn't
are-
make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
It just sounds stupid.
Okay. What you decide to bid is entirely up to them, as far as the party of what you can bid. No matter what, you're going to lose at least 5 profit factor from your bid. That is a minimal given in order to make an impression. You can give up more profit factor to increase the likelihood of whatever you choose to give up, that whatever you choose to bid for gets accepted. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have now or anything that you have previously have. You can kind of just make something up that you might necessarily have on the ship in a stasis vault for emergencies. It's of
So
interesting value.
So in this case, let's say, because we're outside the auction right now. This setup.
Right now, this is just me explaining a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff. That
We
I'm just talking about
started
right
with
away.
41 profit factor. We don't want to go below that. We can risk. We're at 58 right now. We can give up 8 and get a better chance of it and still be above 50, or we could give up a full 10 and still be 7 profit factor ahead than when we started.
This also gets factored on what you actually decide to say you're giving.
So, like, for example, like our crew will
But I
offer,
think
like,
we should give up
Yeah.
some of the treasure.
I will tell you now that there will be a series of bids that I'm going to be reading through, that are going to be either accepts or rejects. And if you want, you can wait until some of those go out to get an idea of what's getting accepted and rejected.
That's what. Yeah,
But
that's what I was trying to wait for.
Yeah, the longer you wait, the more likely it is that I'm going to list off 10 things that get accepted.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to wait for. I
Well-
wanted to basically skirt in with something that's low end on that, but
Yeah,
they'll guarantee accept.
The problem is that's not how it's going to work. Okay, I'm going to take this completely outside the game. This is a badly written module. Well, I think we can all agree to that, correct?
Okay.
I am making some house rule changes to it that aren't mentioned that I think are needed to this. But yeah, as written, that's basically the system that's in place. You make up what you want to give. It's going to be worth at least 5 profit factor if accepted, and you can give up more profit factor to increase the bonus that it's going to get accepted.
So
Can we bet Holt's warrant? Can we bet Holt's warrant?
No. So what I'm going to suggest, and this is completely outside the game, what we offer is some of the treasure we have incoming. So we will lose some of our profit factor, but it's all from a pure world.
I feel like this should all be done in game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kinda
I
should
was
be.
thinking we just
is kinda why I
offer
only
that
wanted
we
to tell
take
you
out a
what-
rogue
how-
trader
Okay,
for them.
fine. I'm going to.
I'm going to go back to describing things, and I'll let you know when you guys can cut in again because we only got. Like 15 minutes.
I was just thinking we just offer them. We take out any rogue trader they want dead.
No, that's
Okay.
stupid.
Again, I'm just gonna go back to reading now, and I'll let you know when you can talk.
All right.
Okay. Let's get this moved along so we get through this fucking auction. Okay, so about an hour after Flux made his check, there's a change in the pace of the bidding. The first of the really serious attendants puts in a bid. A particular person gets up and yells out that he'll give the coordinates of the legendary 13th station of passage, which the gavel for the first time kind of comes down hard and rings out in the room as it's accepted.
Wait. Can we offer the planet where we found the ship? That's actually a artifact, knowing where that is. It's not worth anything anymore, but it was worth something. And knowing how to get there would be worth something too.
Another
It's
thing
a-
I'm going to tell
it
you
is
right now
something.
is you have each of you is a chance to succeed at this. Because if one of you yells something out and fails, only that person gets ejected.
All right. So
You have essentially 4 shots at this.
So wait, what was the mirror called? Do we find out its name?
Mirror.
The mirror on the orc world. The artifact.
Mirror.
What was it called?
Star Mirror.
Okay.
I can't
Now-
hear what Flux is saying. He's too
Dawn
quiet.
mirror.
The Star Mirror.
Okay.
Star mirror. The location of the star mirror.
Okay, that you're gonna shout that out.
Yeah, that was my in-character voice for Hourglass.
Let's see
Okay.
what Sovik says.
Okay, so the way this is going to work is on that bid, you're going to make a very hard -30 commerce check. For every point beyond 5 you're willing to give up, you're going to get +10 to that roll.
That's poorly designed.
Like I said, you give 8 up, you get what, a +80 then? No, you'll get a +30. You'll get an equal roll.
I'm also, because that was actually a very good
Bargaining chip.
That was a very good bargaining as well. I do have the fiat in these rules to just straight up give you a +20 for that, because that was actually a very good bid to give. I was actually not expecting you guys to even think to do that.
Well,
It's not worth anything to us anymore.
Yeah.
And it's on a world we don't want to go to, full of crazy orcs. We don't have to say that. It's the perfect thing to offer.
So, I
say you get, so it's a -10 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I suggest you offer up 8, so you would have a +30. So that's a +20. So that's 3.2 degrees of success.
I
roll.
rolled without the -10, but I still passed with a +2.
You rolled the commerce check?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a 3. That's a 2.2 degree of success then.
No, that'd be a 1.2 still, because the negative.
No, because you got bonuses. We're offering up 8 profit factor.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm going to.
He already passed the
Neo,
attack.
stop
Don't give up more
metagaming.
money
Stop
than you
trying
need
to
to.
command how everybody else plays their characters.
Sorry, I don't know. I didn't know the rules.
I mean, that's the
Just
problem. It's not
explain
well
the
thought
rules.
Okay. Sorry, whatever.
All right, so he bangs the gavel and accepts the bid. If you're interested, I can rattle off the rest of the example bids.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, unless anyone else wants to try something.
No, we're in. There's no point.
Okay. The next few bids are somebody offers the hereditary rank of Colonel-in-Chief of the 37th Vaccinated Militia, which gets rejected. The outer reaches of the Lydian Belt gets rejected. 10% stake in the Fortress of Clan Haskari gets rejected. The Third Moon of Lugnum by Hadric gets accepted. A Daemonet's Toenail by a woman gets accepted.
Kinky.
Yeah, a Daemonet's Toenail is what she offers. A phial of 5-century-old triple distilled essence of brain leaf gets accepted by another individual.
That's amazing. That must be the best fucking wine.
Now you want the 1,000-year one.
You actually see Mr. Crackwin get up. And he bids 10,000 blind slaves, which gets accepted.
Oh, we're gonna kill that motherfucker.
We could have bid all those slaves we have. I mean, people.
We don't have slaves.
The long lost thigh bone of Saint Orani gets rejected. The Palace of Moonlight gets accepted.
Ooh, I want that.
30,000 Saberwolf pelts gets rejected. And that actually brings us up to the last spot, which goes to another individual gets up and says that he'll give the entire Brotherhood of Shadow to them.
I want to point out that 30,000 man wasn't expecting to be able to sell it. He just needs to get rid of 30,000 pelts, and he has no idea what to do with them if he can't sell.
And that'd be a great way to liquidate
There's a
shit.
shipping error, and this dude really needs to move these pelts.
You only wanted 300, not 30,000.
Can I do an underworld check to know what that Brotherhood of Shadow was?
Yeah, that sounds like something a roll would be useful for.
I don't. It doesn't even say what the Brotherhood of Shadow.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's just like it's a cool thing someone said that they're giving, and
It's this game's Dark Brotherhood.
I think
So what
somehow
is-
the Dark Brotherhood would be mad if you got sold at an auction.
So Feckward bid something. What did he bid?
10,000
That's a
blind,
blind
slaves.
slaves.
Okay. And you said someone else we met bid something.
Yeah. Haderach bid the third moon of Lugnum.
I think that got rejected.
No, that got accepted.
Damn it! I don't want to have to kill that motherfucker again.
So,
You know the weirdest thing? My character now has a new target. He's not really worried about him anymore. Once the slaver dead.
And now we don't have to worry about the last 3 bids because you bumped out the guy who would have gotten it last.
Out of curiosity, what would he have bidded?
The last remaining good bid would have been for the mummified remains of the priest king Jantak the Immortal.
A Necron?
See, if I actually had brought in this Necron to him, we would have been good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap things up for the evening, once the last accepted bid is given, everyone except for the winners are kind of ushered out. One by one, you're kind of ushered through to go to the intercessor, and you're expected to leave your details with the intercessor when the auction is ended, which it has. The means of collecting the bid is kind of hammered out, kind of off camera, obviously. You also find that the Obsidian Emporium wants either the actual bid or some guarantee of ownership within the next day. And at this point, you are informed of the time and place of the foretelling.
So we're just giving up location. We can literally just hammer that out and hand it to him right now, right?
Yeah. It's
All right.
located here on this planet. The planet is located here.
And that's all we need to say.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the weird like sunken face cowman just takes it.
Pay up front, pay promptly, get good service. That's the way it goes.
So when next we play, we'll have the actual foretelling.
So we lost 5 profit factor.
Lost 5 profit factor.
Okay. So we're sitting at 53 right now. I like the idea that our knowledge of that of the star mirror is part of our profit factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I apologize for that bit. I was not understanding the rules. You explained them, and I was still confused. I apologize.